The Opie and Anthony Show on XM 202, featuring Opie, Anthony, and James Norton.
What do we do with this? What? What is this? Garbage! You know what? I can't take this anymore. It's an awful, awful radio show.
We're really, really mean-spirited, evil people who can't see the good in anything.
I think we've done a good job so far of being open-minded and broad-minded.
You know, like when you try to call the police when I touch you.
I don't call the police. I just pretend, because it makes you touch me a little harder.
Oh, God.
Excellence in broadcasting.
It's too bad you got to have some form of intelligence to listen to the Opie and Anthony Show. Let's be honest, you probably didn't graduate high school. You probably have 3 or 4 kids, and you're probably a grandma at the age of 32. So I guess we have to give that much to you.
Tanya, I'd like to apologize.
Why would you apologize? Go away.
Opie.
Jail is better than this misery I'm in.
Anthony.
I just think Nazi, and I can't get it out of my head.
Jim Norton.
Hilarious! Hilarious, people!
You guys ready to laugh?
It's gotta be the greatest thing ever.
I'd sooner have a water drinking contest. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
That's a nappy-headed hose there.
Nappy-headed hoe. Nappy-headed hose.
Nappy-headed hose.
Nappy-headed hose.
Nappy-headed hose. Nappy-headed hose.
Some nappy-headed hose.
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 Nappy-headed hoe.
Nappy-headed hose. Nappy-headed hose. Nappy-headed hose. Nappy-headed hose. Boner nose, beanie wearing Jew boy. Race war! Race war!
Yep. It's official. Race war. Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
We're a week into white people held hostage.
No kidding.
Day 7.
Hey, let's just do announcements today. Ready? Attention, black people. Please tell us the rules.
Yeah.
Attention, black people. We are the weaker species. We need to know the rules. Attention, black people. What the hell are the rules?
Yeah, we need, if we're going to be put under this scrutiny, we need a rule book. Someone in the black community has to put out a rule book for white people, stating what we can say and can't say. Because we can't base it on what you can say and can't say, because apparently it's completely different. So we just need the rule book. You can say this, we can't. And that way we can all try to keep our jobs and keep civil and not destroy young lives.
Look, I'm an expert at one thing. Radio.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue about the black man in America and all that crap, but I'll say this much. Shame on you to every black radio host in America. They're making this into a black-white thing instead of a freedom of speech thing.
Yeah.
You're insane. You're insane if you don't think this is going to come to bite you in the ass next.
At some point.
At some point.
Right now, the ball's in their court, though. They really have all the juice right now.
This is a freedom of speech issue big time. Radio has been changing ever since the Janet Jackson incident. We know that, okay? And radio pretty much did a really, really good job. Actually, the culture, actually the political correctness in America has done a really, really good job of getting rid of all of the shock jocks.
The shocking sexual stuff, because that was the big thing. If you're a shock jock and you did this sexual stuff, a lot of women in the studio doing things, descriptions of graphic sexual acts, that was what the big issue was, and that's what jocks were getting thrown off the air for.
They even got rid of us.
Yeah.
We're not really shock jocks anymore. But thank God we had a talent to continue. There's a lot of shock jocks that really didn't have much talent past the shocking stuff, and they're gone. They're gone. You can list them all. They're working at gas stations and clothing stores all around America now. Yeah. They're out of the business.
But it was all about sex. If you did something sexually related, that's when you got in trouble. So they pulled all that from radio.
Right.
You're not allowed to do it. The FCC jumped on it, increased the fines. And then management at the radio station said, look, we can't afford to have a $350,000 fine now. So you guys really got to crack down. So the rules at the radio stations got even worse than the FCC rules. They went above and beyond what the FCC even said to cut out the sex. So everyone had to settle down and finally go, okay. So that kind of took hold. We accepted it because we really had no choice, and we move on with the show.
And you fast forward to the Don Imus incident. Now they're going after language. And that is what is beyond scary. This could be our last show today. I know that's dramatic, and I'm going to say it every day because we don't know anymore.
Yeah.
We don't know
the rules.
We don't know if today's the last show we'll ever do or a year from now, but it is happening. They're going to go after us next, and they're going to go after anyone else that does edgy radio. Okay, Don Imus had a 40-year career in radio, and I said had because even if he's allowed to continue, he's going to be neutered. Okay, It's not going to be the Don Imus you know and love. And there's a lot of people that do love the guy. He's done a lot of good for whatever. No, they don't want to hear that obviously on the news or anywhere else. But 40 years with a microphone on almost every day, and he says some dumb thing, nappy-headed hose. It's literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And his whole career is completely destroyed.
And that's it. You take 40 years and that's it. I'd like to see one person who never made a slight error in their job in 40 years. You ever cut a piece of wood too short and have to throw it away?
Yeah.
You know, if you're a carpenter.
Yeah.
I don't know. You ever make a bad sandwich at a deli? You ever over-pump gas at the gas station?
Yeah.
You know, you ever overbill somebody at your company?
Yeah.
If you're working somewhere for 40 years at a certain job, you probably made a few mistakes in that time. And to then, what I consider this being a minor mistake also. I don't consider this. The way they're writing it, the way they're reporting it, is as if Imus took an hour and read verbatim a Hitler speech and meant it.
Yeah.
That's how blown out of proportion this has gotten.
Yeah.
And the guy makes an error after 40 years on the radio like this, and they're calling for his head. They just want to chop this guy's head off and use it as an example of an older white guy that is so representative of everything that black people just disdain, you know? They just hate the look of him. He represents all the years of oppression of black people. So now they got a power base going, and it's snowballing.
Oh, yeah, it is.
This power base, everyone's jumping on board. Again, a lot of it based on racial lines.
There it is, right there. I mean, it's on every TV right now. Sorry, go ahead.
And they feel this power, and they're running crazy with it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to jump on it. Every activist wants to come out and get their name attached to it. The way those Rutgers girls were talking yesterday, you could swear something happened where they were gang raped. It was as if the worst possible thing had ever happened in their life.
You know,
the way they were talking.
The reality is most of America didn't even know Rutgers was playing in the women's basketball final.
Yeah.
It was shown on ESPN2.
It's women's college basketball.
No one gives a crap about women's college basketball to begin with,
Jesus
okay?
Christ, let's be real here.
It was quite an accomplishment for people that go to Rutgers, the players and their families. That's pretty much it. And they weren't even good enough. Tennessee beat them. Right?
Yeah, they didn't even win.
Tennessee beat them.
Let me tell you.
You know, I did very well at foosball one night, and someone insulted me.
Yeah.
Felt bad.
There you go.
Didn't ruin my life.
You know, it's funny. Here's one of the rules, by the way, that you were asking about the rules.
Oh, yes. What are the rules?
Old white man says something about girls' basketball team. He's a racist and he should be fired. Black stripper accuses white college students of raping her. And the racial angle is never really talked about except when accusing the young men until they finally obviously didn't do it. And then the whole racial angle.
And then the racial angle goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Duke students.
Yeah.
That obviously this was a complete fallacy. This never happened. This rape of this black hoe. That's what she was.
She wasn't
some type of prostitute or something.
No. She was a whore.
A whore.
Because hoe is kind of endearing in the black community.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Not if I say it.
Hey,
not if you say it.
Hey, if they're throwing around like it's nothing, like it's the word "the," then you know what? It's kind of endearing. To say "whore" is much more brutal.
Rappers can say it.
It's the same with the N-word. One way is okay, the other way is not okay.
Wait, do you mean nappy or the one we can't even think?
Who knows if we're allowed
Oh my
to
God!
say
I thought the N-word. Ah!
Who
Don't
knows?
Fire me!
But Jimmy is pointing out, yes, that all charges are being dropped in the Duke lacrosse case this morning as well.
Racial angle is completely not being talked about because they're showing this face of these heroines who are disgraced by the old white man.
Yeah.
What a phony! How is it's like how is the whole country buying into this crap? How?
Yeah.
Can I make an observation, by the way? And it's meant in a joking fashion. I guess you got to set up everything so people don't think you're throwing hate speech out there.
Oh boy.
Anyone else notice that?
Get my severance package together.
Anyone else notice that the women at the press conference yesterday, their hair was nowhere near nappy?
No, that was straight hair.
Do you think that was a bit calculated?
They have the straightest hair I've ever seen.
I think every single one of them used about a gallon of conditioner, and then they just were ironing each other's hair all afternoon. Ironing over and over and over again, making sure it is as straight as humanly possible.
It looks nice. They got a nice sheen to it.
One
Looks very
person
healthy.
in America seeing it.
Yeah.
Well, he had a point.
Yeah, and if they
didn't want to. Yeah, absolutely.
And if they didn't straighten it out, they made sure it was nice and tight. Pulled back and tight.
Cornrows on the one girl over there.
I wonder if they had a little, little team meeting. Now, you make sure your hair's not nappy before we go on TV today.
Get to the parlor.
At least, I have to say one thing for the girls. At least they weren't melodramatic. All of our accomplishments were lost. Our moment was taken away. We were stripped of this moment by the degrading comments made by Mr. Imus. And I think that's at least, kind of balanced with an off-color comment he made.
You know who took away all that? The Tennessee women's basketball team.
Yeah, perhaps the Tennessee team took away your big moment when they won.
Oh, wow.
And Jimmy, you read that completely wrong. It was the white girl came up and spoke, and if you saw the speech...
Is that the white girl?
This is what she sounded like. We had a great moment. It was taken away.
Oh, my God.
By Donna Imus's insensitive remarks. Oh, she droned on and on. She sounded like some kind of... am I going to get in trouble for this? No, because she's white. She sounded like just some Jersey chick.
Some Jersey broad?
Some Jersey broad or some Long Island broad. She had that awful Long Island broad accent.
Oh, no, we're using the word broad. Is that okay? I don't know.
That's sexist.
I've known a lot of Long Island broads, and I'll use the word broad.
Well,
there are Long Island girls, Long Island women, Long Island ladies, and Long Island broads. And you know when you see the broads? When I go out to those crap hole Long Island bars that I used to hang out at, I saw broads, and they talk like that. That's what she sounded like. Sorry.
And attention to all the black radio hosts out there. Do not use the word broad.
Yeah, that's a white word.
We're allowed to throw it around among ourselves, but you're not allowed to.
And dame.
We take dame as well.
They're not broads or dames. They're whole Americans.
I'm claiming dame for the white people.
We lay claim to dame
and broads.
Broads and chicks.
Chicks have always been a white guy word. No black people can use
We're allowed to among ourselves.
How about this? You're right. Black people want words that they can use and we can't, and that's fair enough. So you guys can have nigger and nappy, and we'll take college and banking. Well, you want to have a different set of rules?
Yeah, there are.
If you suggested words that only white people could say,
right?
People would be if there was one instance of a black radio host saying something inappropriate. Well, you said that, and you're black. You're not supposed to say that.
You're not allowed. Why don't we have the freedom? Why don't we have the freedom to say whatever words we want? Because that's a white word.
Yeah.
See, only white people can say that word. Well, where do you come off with that? Because you've said that there are words that black people can use that white people can't?
Yeah. Once again.
Oh!
Once again.
Look at that hot chick. She's a nice-looking broad. Our words.
That's right. Don't say broad. That's ours. Steve Harvey is a joke in radio, by the way. In the Daily News, Imus affair opens deep divide on morning shows, okay? What a surprise. The white show hosts agree with Imus. The black show hosts don't agree with Imus. That's terrific when it really is a freedom of speech thing in the end.
This is the OJ
Someday
thing.
you'll realize that it's a freedom of speech thing.
It's the OJ thing all over again as far as being drawn down racial lines. I mean, of course, you'll get the liberal, guilt-ridden, self-hating white people that'll side with every issue that black people have. But for the most part, it's divided right down racial lines.
It's, white guy says something inappropriate, and, black guy people are against him. White guy, a woman has her head lopped off by black guy, and, black people are against her.
Yeah.
Let me read this really fast. WFNY morning co-host Opie charged that the Reverend Al Sharpton, who is leading a campaign to get Imus fired, would never criticize rappers who use similar language the way you went after Imus.
Not the way. He's criticized. His whole argument, Reverend Al, is I do criticize. He says, I do criticize rappers, and I'm trying to, clean up the rap language. But like I said yesterday, he doesn't do it with this verve and gusto that he's going after Imus with. He calls these things, and we said this yesterday, he calls them a summit, a rap summit, or a meeting, or something. He'll come up with some word where it isn't a protest, or it's innocent. It's a discussion. This is a witch hunt, and when he goes after rap lyrics, he wants to meet with them under the guise of a summit, like there's some kind of big, important meeting going on with him trying to get the rappers to stop using words like ho and things like that. But when it's Imus, when it's a white person doing something, then they just call for a firing in their head, and that's it.
Why don't they call for the label to drop 50 or drop other people they don't like?
I've never heard him say that.
Hell no.
Calling for the dropping from the label? Never. You're a hypocrite.
They do the rap lyrics. When they go after rappers, they go after them the right way because they say we're going to encourage the community to not buy, and that's what you should do. Encourage people to not support it if you don't like it. You don't scream for somebody to be fired.
Yep.
They want his job taken away, and they're saying that they're still for freedom of speech. They're phony.
Yeah.
I misrepresent something, and black people can't side with him, and they're going to be seen as.
And there's another issue about the freedom of speech thing here, because a lot of people are saying freedom of speech, but freedom of speech has consequences. Not like this. It's what he said doesn't deserve the reaction it's getting. And if you have freedom of speech, but every time you say something, someone punches you in the face, and you say it again, and they punch you in the face, it's not freedom of speech. If the punishment for saying something is being punched in the face, all of a sudden it's not freedom of speech anymore, because you're not free to say this without these bizarre repercussions that you're going to get.
Right. If you're losing your job, if that's one of the what they say, it's got on freedom of speech has its what?
Consequences. Yeah.
If that's a consequence of freedom of speech, then it's not. It's
not freedom of speech.
Right. That's
You're
a
being
great point.
threatened. You have a threat being held over you. It's like, yeah, you have the freedom to say it. Go ahead, say it. Say it. Bam! You get hit in the face. No, you're free. Go ahead. Say it. Bam! You get hit in the face. It's not freedom. You're being threatened. There's a threat over your head.
So Imus would have scathed, you think, if he did it as a rap song?
Yes.
Little rap?
Yeah.
Maybe he had it talking rap.
Little innocent rap song like a parody. If he would have used cactus,
Well,
Imus.
let me get into this, because the Steve Harvey thing is just beyond ridiculous.
Steve Harvey's a douche.
White people are completely castrated in this situation, said Opie's partner Anthony, who said Imus's comment was
Love
just
partner?
a joke that didn't work. It's meaningless, said Anthony. These are just words. Harvey and Miss Jones couldn't have disagreed more.
Of course.
And this is what infuriates me. People who think these terms can be used anywhere are wrong, said Harvey. And no one should ever use them without realizing there will be repercussions. I get that. Imus uses nappy-headed ho, said Mrs. Jones, as his way of saying the N-word.
You're a dummy. You're a dummy.
How do you make that leap? Let me say...
They've made more leaps with these words. They've interpreted what he said into such bizarre, overblown crap. I'm stunned. So he basically, she's saying, was using the N-word.
Imus uses nappy-headed ho as his way of saying the N-word, Mrs. Jones said.
All right, sure, Mrs. Jones.
Feeling a little insecure? Feeling a little insecure about your race, are you?
Maybe she should have been fired.
Did you read the rest of what this? If this doesn't make you want to throw up,
The Harvey thing? Right? Going back to the...
more down, a little bit down, a bit more. Harvey says it's not the action of black.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Let me read this. Harvey said it's not the action of blacks that needs attention. This is what is insane in America, the United States of America. And this is where the real problem is. And they really, and yes, and I mean black people, they really mean this.
Yeah.
If black people want to talk about each other a certain way, that's their option, he said. Mr. Imus, you don't have that option. You can't say what I say. In America?
Oh, so that's a freedom of speech issue. Boy, you are really just a guardian of freedom of speech, aren't you? You dummy. You dummy.
We've been arguing that point for well over a year now. If a black person is allowed to say something, then a white person is allowed to say the exact same thing in America.
What's with the separatism? Black people are the most separatist people in this country. They are the most separatist people in this country. And I'm not saying all, okay? But believe me, there's a lot. And the ones that are outspoken are the most separatist. Steve Harvey is being a separatist by saying that black people should be able to do something that white people shouldn't be able to do. That's separatist.
How the hell is that going to make things better by announcing that only black people could talk a certain way? And
we're doomed.
And a white person tries the same thing, that's no good. That's insane.
Doomed as a nation.
That's insane.
The blacks and whites will never, ever, ever be able to see eye to eye and work together for the best of this country because of things like this, because of the separatism that goes on. Jumping on Imus for his dopey comment and then magnifying it 800 times over.
And to finish up with Steve Harvey, we played one of his bits, I think, 2 weeks ago, where he has a whole redneck bit.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
That's okay.
You're right. Redneck
That's okay.
News.
Maybe only white people should talk about rednecks.
Yep.
Redneck news? How about people that live down south? He was putting on this southern accent. What about people that live down south that have that accent? That aren't blithering idiots like that were portrayed on his program.
You know why we're not jumping up and down and screaming? Because we're secure with our race. Are you? We don't give a crap if you talk about whitey.
Being white rules.
You're right, though. We don't care if you talk about white.
We don't care. And that seems to be the problem. Because whenever anything happens, we never jump up and complain and protest and call for firings and this, that. And if we do, it's spun around into some kind of like when that black guy punched the old lady in the head. Punched her in the face and robbed her.
Which case? You mean the one that happened to be caught on film?
Yeah, the one that happened to be caught on film that we saw.
Pillbox.
That little pillbox hat went flying.
Leon stinks. He couldn't knock her down.
Leon stinks.
He couldn't knock her down. When that happened, white people were looking and saying it's a racial thing. It's a black guy hitting an old white woman. But it'll be spun around like, no, it's crime. It's just crime. It happens. There's no racial thing here involved at all. If it was the other way around, it would be a hate crime. If there was some young white guy that punched a black woman in the face in her apartment building and robbed her, it would be a hate crime.
Yeah.
There would be marches. Reverend Al would come out. It would be a big thing. White people never see it like that or take the initiative to protest or call things out as race crimes when sometimes they clearly are.
All right, let's we got to take a break. We're obviously just getting started, and this is going to be our focus once again today, but we will try to get into other things as well. But just to wrap up, so this is the radio column in the New York paper today. It's all about Imus, and if this is not telling. So I'm reading all this black and white. The white show hosts don't think Imus should get fired. The black show hosts think that absolutely he should get fired. And then at the end of the article, David Hinckley mops up and talks about a couple other things that are happening in the radio world in New York City.
Yeah.
And he writes this, and if this isn't telling, because this is what radio will become, more of this. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be interesting in any shape or form. The Scott and Todd Morning Show at WPLJ has locked a group of listeners into a prison at Menlo Park Mall this week. The winner not only gets out, but gets $5,000 in a trip to Aruba. And then he ends it by saying, okay, everybody else gets out too.
Oh, well, that's good. That would be sad if someone's in Aruba resting on a beach and the other ones are having gay sex with each other and rotting away in prison.
Doing 25 to life. See, we didn't tell you that. You got to stay in prison.
No, it's
That's the type of radio.
That's what you're going to get eventually.
Scott and Todd Prison, they don't rape you. They just make you listen to that show over and over again.
Which is worse.
All right. Oh, and by the way, before we go to break, if you're thinking about apologizing about anything you've done, just don't do it. Apologies in the year 2007 don't mean crap.
Gets you in more trouble. It keeps the
don't mean crap.
Keeps it in the news, keeps the snowball rolling downhill. What you got to do is just lock yourself in your house and disappear for a while. You give one apology quickly and leave. Doing what Imus did, trying to reach out and talk to people, has only made matters worse for the guy. It's a shame. So don't apologize. Go out in a blaze of glory.
I truly believe he means it, too, with his apology.
He does.
And he does want to make his show better and different. He was heading that way for many years anyway.
Yeah.
The Shock Jock thing was just a very, very tiny piece of what Imus has been doing the last, who knows, at least 5 or 6 years, if not longer.
No.
Can you name one time in your recent memory when white people have protested anything a black person is doing or done?
No, because the second you do, you're considered a white supremacist or something. The second you call out anybody of color, you're a white supremacist. They label you as a racist. It just it's not worth the trouble.
All right, we're gonna take a break. Phone's lit. Like I said, if you're black, maybe you can help us with the rules. Tell us the rules.
Yeah, we need a rule book.
Tell us the rules. Our phone number. We don't really have to give it out, but maybe for later. 1-866-313-FREE. Free. Free nothing. It's Opie and Anthony. I came up with something years ago. Basically, it says,
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Big, luscious, juicy ones.
Wow.
The swinging tribute to unrestrained female anatomy.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Hear what everyone else is talking about. O&A Uncut and Live continuing the show on XM Satellite Radio starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. Visit xmradio.com to subscribe.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
The virus is spreading.
Opie and Anthony.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for your support. Big hi to all our fans and listeners. One of these days you're going to tune in, we're not going to be here. I guarantee that. And speaking of which, I'm going to make another guarantee. By the end of the week, Imus will be taken off MSNBC for good.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He's going to do a 2-week suspension starting Monday, but I say before Friday, MSNBC cancels his the TV version of the show. It's obviously a simulcast of his radio show. Mark my words on that one.
Well, you know, the black community's very wounded over what he said. They can't get over that somebody would say something so horrible.
By the way, just to bring everyone up to speed, you're just waking up. Here's the latest on Mr. Imus. And I want to stress once again, this is a freedom of speech thing. You should be able to say whatever the hell you want on the radio within FCC regulations. And there shouldn't be any consequences.
No, you can't offend people, man. It's against the law to offend people.
In the United States of America, there should not be any consequences for saying stuff on a radio show.
No.
A dopey radio show, by the way. This isn't NPR.
It's not?
Imus was based on, his show is based on comedy. Ours certainly is based on comedy. Should be able to say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Here's the
comic
list.
up on stage. You can say whatever they want.
They'll go after comedy clubs next. You watch.
Yeah.
You watch. Anthony taught me this years ago. You know, they take a little bit and you're like, it's okay, because people are offended by that word.
That's just one thing.
And then they go after another word. Then they go after another group. And that's why the black radio show hosts have got to wake up.
No one stops. See, the N-word was the big thing everyone was talking about, and that got eliminated to the point where now everyone just has to say N-word. We can't say it on the air. You can't say it there. It's gotten ridiculous. And that kind of was, that kind of blew over. And now what? Everything went away? We can do whatever we want? No. Now it's nappy, hoe. I don't know. What context are you even allowed to use it in? I get a little shaky now whenever I say it.
Yeah.
It's like, the newscasters are saying it. They're describing what Imus said, nappy-headed hoe.
We did the montage for everybody.
Yeah, but, can you say it in any context?
I think if you're singing in rap lyrics, you're okay.
Then you're okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Well, here's the latest on Imus, just to keep get everyone up to speed.
Well, several more protests are planned today against radio talk show host Don Imus. Rallies will take place at New York City Hall, Rutgers University, and in Newark. Sponsors including Procter & Gamble, Staples, and Bigelow Tea have pulled ads from Imus's MSNBC show over the racially charged comments he made about the Rutgers women's basketball team. The players say that they'll meet with the shock jock despite his, quote, deplorable remarks.
We are highly angered at his remarks, but deeply saddened with the racial characterization they entail.
Imus has apologized and been suspended for 2 weeks, but many groups are calling for his resignation.
Of course they are.
Resignation after 40 years of broadcasting.
Well, no, it's again, if you're a white guy and you say something like that, black people are going to pretend that they're really wounded, and they're not. And they're being phony about it because he's an old white guy and he represents something, and that's all it is. And if they were really wounded, they'd have to rap with the same fervor, and all they do is grovel and say, look, that's not really nice that you say that. Let's have a summit. They don't
have a hip-hop summit.
I have a feeling that the women's basketball team, by the way, was pulled aside into maybe a little office or something, and they were told why they should be offended by this.
Yeah, here's why you're upset.
First of all, none of them heard Imus's show.
They were a little out of Imus's demo. I don't think they heard his show. So if they didn't hear it, what's the problem? And then, people had to tell them and then tell them how horrible it was and ruin their moment. Like we were saying, Tennessee ruined your moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A to the H from Columbus, Ohio. Political correctness is going to be the death of America.
Yeah, this version of America blows.
It really does blow.
I don't like this version.
It's the same as it was in the 60s, language-wise, obviously.
We need 2.0.
It's just, one long time white people could say whatever they wanted, black people couldn't say anything, and now it's kind of swung and where it's not that severe, but it's like a little bit like, well, black people can say this, but white people can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can say that they can't.
This is like America Vista. I don't like it. It doesn't load. It keeps crashing.
By the way, maybe someone could explain this, but in the top Yahoo searches, we're in 9th place.
Ooh.
Like, they're searching out our name more than Imus in Yahoo for some reason.
Because of shock jockery.
I don't know where that came from, but we're in 9th place as far as Yahoo searches go today.
Moving up the charts.
And I got a Google alert, and there's a huge AP story that hit the wire. It's in about 100 newspapers today.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone everywhere. And the headline is Morning Radio, a recipe for disaster. Oh, can I have some stings in or what?
Oh, geez, I had this up all day. but thank God it's on here.
Don't worry, we'll be using that shortly.
Got to keep that handy. Because God forbid you say... Even though rap artists can say it, we can't say it.
Can't say what?
Even what? Watch, I can't say it with the R. Watch. See?
Mm-hmm.
Or now here it is without the R, which is the A. See?
Yes.
I can't say it either way.
Sometimes you got to get it off your chest, please. Will you stop complaining already, you?
Yeah. All right. All right. A lot of drama, though, yes.
Thank God the Pal Talk mics are on. They know that there was nothing under the beep. Because that'll be the next thing. You got to explain everything now. I was listening to Opie and Anthony, and they were saying the word. Oh, I know they were. All right, ready?
See, watch. I could talk over the beep.
There you go.
See, that's the whole joke of the whole thing, isn't it?
So everybody calm down.
Dummy.
AP, so it's got to be true. Morning Radio, a recipe for disaster. And, of course, it's all about Imus, but not this article. It starts off 5 years ago. Opie and Anthony were booted from the nation.
Wow, this is some scary stuff.
Airways for a stunt where a couple had sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral. On Tuesday morning... The Shock Jocks were back on the air riffing on Don Imus. This article makes it sound like we got kicked off 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And Tuesday morning we were let back on the air.
Just came back Tuesday.
Just in time to riff on Don Imus.
Yeah. Hey, we're back. Hey, how about Don Imus?
The media just stinks overall. Listen to this line again. On Tuesday morning, the Shock Jocks were back on the air riffing on Don Imus.
Yeah.
So we were like in jail for 5 years and like, oh, you got to let them out. They're going to have something good to say about this.
Got to talk about Imus. Put him back on the air. Yeah, not like we haven't been back for 3 years or so.
Oh, no kidding. And eventually just back to satellite. That's obvious.
Oh, boy.
Our features are in satellite full time.
We'll have to see.
Sorry, CBS, but I think you know that too. You know how this is going to end.
Once they draw sight on us.
The latest collision of outrageous radio and outraged listeners is business as usual for morning radio, where jocks walking the line between bad taste and big ratings continually reinvent the art of self-destruction. The question is not how far can we go, said Michael Harrison, publisher of the trade magazine Talkers. It's always been go as far as we can go, and then you start testing the line again. All right, it goes on, but we're mentioning it. And then later on the article, it says it just lists everyone that has just effed up in radio. And we're under the category multiple offenders.
Multiple offenders.
Multiple offenders, Greg Opie Hughes. See, they want to feel like they got something on me. They know my real name. Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
And Anthony Cumia. Were tossed off WNEW in 2002 after the infamous St. Patrick's Cathedral stunt.
Dramatic pause.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you were doing there. They were fired 4 years earlier in Massachusetts for a misguided April Fool's joke where they announced Boston Mayor Thomas M. Menino was killed in a car crash.
That doesn't really work.
I love that one.
I know, this stupid. Oops, Scandinavian Americans aren't angered by that.
It's good reading. It's
Scandinavia. Who yodels?
I don't know.
Who yodels? I don't know who yodels. I don't know. It sounds like when I'm waiting on the line for the Matterhorn bobsled at Disney.
By the way, to the black radio show host, that's a white thing. You're not allowed to yodel on your show.
No yodeling.
We'll be paying attention.
We're yodeling Americans, also known as douchebags.
Right. You're not allowed to do redneck humor. We're going to keep track now. No redneck humor by the black radio show host. You can't yodel. And don't forget, you can't call our girls broads, chicks, or dames.
Or dames.
And no hockey.
Well, yeah.
Can't even watch it.
And then this is good reading if you want to check it out for yourself. Just throw us in the old Google search under news. It ends with, on their show Tuesday morning, which airs on both satellite and terrestrial radio, Opie and Anthony were offering their support for Imus, but also joking about taking over his slot should the veteran broadcaster get the axe. Unless, of course, the pair gets fired first.
Get it?
Yeah, well.
We're fired. We came back just in time for this.
Let's go to Jimmy in New York. Jimmy.
Hi, Hope. I'm,
Yes.
what? Right here. You have to be so official. You put me on the spot. I get nervous.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, Jimmy.
I'm talking to
Hey, fellas.
Hey.
How we doing?
Good.
Fellas, I just want to call and take my hat off to you guys and salute you guys for what you're doing and what you're saying. It's about time somebody stood up and said what everybody's thinking and feeling. The administrative staff at Rutgers University should be embarrassed. They should be fired.
Jesus, they get a hold. Why should they be fired?
Yes, they should be.
Why not? If Imus should be fired over a dumb throwaway line that didn't even get that much of a laugh, even though he was going for a laugh, then yes, everyone else should get fired. That's associated with this.
You couldn't change the channel yesterday without seeing all them basketball players and the athletic director on TV begging for sympathy. They should all be ashamed. You guys are great. I take my hat off and salute you guys.
I think Anthony brought this up earlier. I was watching all the coverage, but I was confused for just a split second. I saw the women up there talking. I'm like, what horrific thing happened to these women?
Yeah.
Is this another Duke lacrosse thing happening?
They were talking about how one girl gets up there and talks about how this will scar her for life. And it's like you're in college. Just shut up. Just shut up, because you know something? Once you get out of college and really get into, real life, there'll be plenty of other things that'll scar you, believe me.
And not only racism, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not even talking about racism.
Right.
I'm talking about life in general. Go out, get a job, work for someone that kicks you around for a while.
That's right.
Take some crap at the office.
Life has a way of beating the crap out of you.
Have your boss come up and tell you to go get him a cup of coffee.
But I was on Rutgers Women's Best. I don't care.
What about my dignity?
I don't care.
Cream and sugar, toots.
And toots is another one that's ours.
We want toots.
All right, what do we want? Because these
dame, broad, chicks, and toots.
Yeah.
All white words.
And hullabaloo.
I don't want hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo is art.
Leave hullabaloo to the Jews.
Mom!
Please, no hullabaloo.
Boner-nosed, beanie-wearing Jew boy.
Did Imus ever really say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's great. I can't get enough of this. Because I see humor in a lot of this as well.
Oh, please.
And all these, whatever, these talking heads on TV, what do you want to call them? They're useless in general. But they're all like...
oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They're all reciting... They're all like reciting some of the other stuff that Imus has said.
Yeah.
And then they're getting like experts to talk about the situation. They're all admitting, well, one time he called me. And then it's something just like this.
Boner-nosed, beanie-wearing Jew boy.
And I'm just sitting there at home laughing. We got to get a montage of some of those things that have been said in the last couple days. Yeah, he once called me, and I don't have an example, but it was just some...
Do we have a problem that we are, like, our humor is... We find a lot of things funny. Like, is that the majority of the country, though? I know a lot of people I hung out with and grew up with over the years share the same sense of humor I do. And I've met a lot of people over the years that share the same kind of sense of humor. You find some sick, dark things funny. You find odd situations that some people wouldn't find funny. You find that funny. And then there's the opposite end of the spectrum, which are these talking heads that I can't see having a sense of humor. When that one girl from Rutgers gets up and goes, you don't know these people. You commented on them and don't even know them. And then she mentioned one of the girls and said, you don't know that, whatever her name was, is one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. Really?
Who cares?
I bet that's some sense of humor she has.
Why do we need to know that? Imus didn't call out anyone by name.
They actually made a point of saying that you don't know these people personally. It would be worse if he knew them personally and called them out as separate individuals.
Oh.
He was talking about a team that lost the championship, a collective.
Yeah, they're losers. In the end, they're losers.
they lost the big game.
In the end, they're losers. I played sports my whole life. You barely get a pat on the fanny after you lose in a championship game. You're a loser.
Like,
they try to make it sound like, oh, what a great year we had. What a great season.
And Imus ruined it. No, it was ruined when that buzzer went off at the end of the fourth.
You know, in another few months, people won't even remember who lost in the Super Bowl this past year.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
And it's women's college basketball. Stop.
Yeah. ESPN2.
I thought it was on the Ocho. No? Dodgeball joke?
Oh, I know what it was.
Very funny. It's broadcast on the Ocho, ESPN 8.
It's actually, women's college basketball is very popular. I don't want to see this degraded because...
Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
It's actually...
You watch it, I know.
Was recently voted more popular than quadriplegic volley. No one cares about this dumb sport.
Oh, now the quadriplegics are going to come rolling after you.
Yeah, but they can't let her right.
So most of these players are hoping to play in the...
I am angry. Please do not say that, Jim. We are infuriated. Now, I will voice my anger. I am angry. So very angry. Honey, I love you. I love our family. Now let me switch gears. Oh boy, am I angry. I'm so angry.
And we walk outside for the walkover, and there'd be a bunch of people just sticking their tongues out at us.
Is it true most of these women are hoping to play in the WNBA?
Ah, yes.
Well, Irish joke.
In character.
They look like it looks like an astronaut photo.
Yeah, it does.
There's 5 of them all wearing like orange. It looks like orange or red, and that's the look. They're all looking the same. But that's the way astronauts are photoed when they come back from space.
Yes.
Or like war heroes, you know. They're just like war heroes.
I have one of the worst jokes possible, and I'm afraid to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Can we try it off air?
But it's great. Oh, off air, you'll hear it.
Into it?
It had to do with your statement you just said.
Astronauts?
Like
yeah, they look like astronauts.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right, we got.
Okay, turn the mics off. Turn the mics off.
Well, what are we going to do?
No, 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Oh,
2 seconds.
What? This is very unorthodox.
2 seconds. I got to say it.
Oh, okay, hold on.
To Jimmy.
Hold on.
And really turn them off. Oh, was that a bad one?
Oh, that's a doozy.
That was a Lulu.
That's a CNN headline. Hey, we gotta take. I think someone's got it by the way. Maybe they heard us on Pal Talk. I don't know. We got the top 10 rap songs in America. And the word hoe is in almost every song.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to read some of these rap lyrics today to show the fine standard that is taking place.
Yeah.
And good old Al said he's going to dump out of us reading rap lyrics that have the N-word.
Have that N-word. Not nappy, the other one.
This is the atmosphere we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could, replace the N-word with the word ow.
Ow.
And owls. Maybe we'll try that, okay? And we'll get into some other news. We also have a letter from Esther today.
Esther wrote.
One of my new favorite segments.
She's a psychopath. She actually writes letters, real letters with a pen and paper and stamps.
And what I notice about this letter, she is such a psycho that not only does she lick the envelope, she has to tape it shut, too.
Yeah. That's like one of those people that want to make sure everything's secure.
Yeah, make sure none of the goodness escapes the envelope.
Yep.
So we'll read a letter from Esther as well and tell you what else is going on in the world. And, of course, your phone, the phones are lit, so we'll see what you guys are talking about today as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's Opie and Anthony.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Opie and Anthony just got me wild. I just got wild!
We tell you how to get a WOW sticker, but we can't plug the website.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The virus is spreading. Opie and Anthony!
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. The ONA virus spreading across America. Let's not forget it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday, by the way.
Oh.
The girls are wowing like crazy on the Pal Talk cameras. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. And we got our women out there. They're looking for the WOW stickers on the back of the cars and the trucks. And they will flash you if they see the WOW on the back of your truck or car.
Just got a Pal Talk WOW.
We have official WOW bumper stickers. Some of the radio stations are handing those out, and others aren't. But that shouldn't stop you. Maybe you could get a homemade WOW sign on the back of your car or truck. It stands for Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Basically, whip 'em out whenever. You got to be in it to win it. Get a WOW sticker on your car. And you'll see some boobies on the way to work, hopefully. And if that does happen to you, please don't follow the ladies or harass them.
No, you just look, you feel good about yourself and drive home.
For the most part, they do not want to have sex with you.
No.
They do not want to have sex with you. What else is America talking about? I mean, the Amish thing is just everywhere, and we'll get back into it in a second here. But some other breaking news. Larry Burkhead is the father of Anna Nicole Smith's baby.
This is that photographer guy?
What a surprise. Yeah.
What is he?
A lot of people thought it was Jay Moore.
Really?
Kind of had that Jay Moore look.
Yeah.
Like, wow, Jay Moore had sex with Anna Nicole Smith?
What, oh, there he is.
There he is.
Yeah. What, where did this guy come from, though? Like, I didn't even know this guy was in the mix.
Photographer / boyfriend, They went out off and on for a while, and, he did his thing.
What a leech that Howard K. Stern guy is.
Absolutely.
The lawyer, because he just seems like a guy that wanted to be. He's like the guy in the 80s movie that wants the chick and didn't get her. And like the other guy, the jock, got her.
Yeah.
Ducky.
Yeah, he's Ducky.
He's Ducky.
He was hoping the baby would be his, but he knew deep down it couldn't be because he never had sex with her.
They knew from day one the baby looked more like Larry Burkhead than Anna Nicole Smith. So that finally is over.
Burkhead.
He walked out of the courtroom yesterday and said, "I told you so."
Yeah.
All
very
dramatically,
happy.
and there you go. So that story has an ending finally. And Howard K. Stern's not going to fight it. I'm sure he got some money behind the scenes for this whole thing, I'm assuming. And then the other breaking story today. Do you want audio from the Larry Burkhead? Does it matter today?
I don't think so.
All right. Goodbye. And then the Duke rape case. Yes, all charges have been dropped.
Finally, huh?
Yeah. All charges have been dropped.
Are these students going to be filing some kind of charges against the prosecution here?
Boy, I hope so.
They should.
You want to talk about lives being ruined?
Man.
It's that one's a little more serious than a dopey shock jock saying something stupid.
Hey, you're going to have this stigma on you now the rest of your life.
You want to talk about lives possibly being ruined?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even though the charges are dropped, you were one of the Duke rape suspects. Oh, here, we'd love to have you work at our company.
Yeah. All right, and Jimmy, you got some news, right? You need the help of the fans, or the
Yeah, people have been asking me for a while. The HBO special I'm shooting, it's a 1 hour special, and the reason I canceled the Improv in D.C. is I'm shooting it in Washington D.C. It's June 2nd, Saturday, June 2nd. There's gonna be 2 shows. And all you have to do, they're free tickets. HBO doesn't charge for
free.
It's Jim Norton at BroadwayVideo.com. Just say your name, email, address, and which show you want to attend, early or late, and a couple of tickets. You have to just give that information and your address.
And you're in.
Yes. So that's Saturday, June 2nd, Jim Norton at BroadwayVideo.com. The Lincoln Theater, Washington, D.C. I'm shooting my 1 hour HBO special.
That is really cool.
Yes, I'm very psyched.
I like that Lincoln Theater, D.C. shooting.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, let's say hi to Ron in Jersey. Ron, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing today?
Hey, Ron.
You guys are great Americans.
Thank you, sir.
I had a funny story. Yesterday, I turned on WBLS, Wendy Williams, and they were talking about the thing, which there was a black guy there who was agreeing with you guys and saying if we're allowed to say it, then white people should be allowed to say it.
Absolutely. In America, that should be the case.
Wait, Wendy, was that her sidekick?
Yeah.
Okay, Charlemagne, yeah.
Yeah, and they were both kind of agreeing with you guys, but some old lady called up and said, my husband listens to this K-Rock show, and it was on the radio yesterday, and she says, and there was Imus was on this show, and he was laughing and joking about the whole thing.
What a dope.
And Wendy Williams is like, oh, really? Really? I didn't know that. We'll have to get the tape of that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, get the tape of Imus.
She goes, and they were talking in this piggy Latin.
Pig Latin.
Oh, that's really funny.
Ixnay on the Apinay.
I love you guys, bro. You guys are great.
Hey, but Wendy Williams was really agreeing with us and doesn't think Imus should be fired over this?
Yes.
See, she's smart. If this is true, she's smart. She realizes it's not a black-white thing. Well, it is to a point, I guess, but more importantly, it's a freedom of speech thing.
Yeah.
And she's smart enough to realize that.
It was just like a slightly inappropriate racial joke with no hate behind it, just being a ball buster. That's all. Everybody kind of knows that's.
Yeah, that's perfect. Slightly inappropriate racial humor with no hate behind it. Wrapped up. There you go. That's exactly what it was, and it's being portrayed as this awful, horrible thing that's ruining young women's lives.
Black rappers talk about hoes. It's all they talk about is women are hoes.
Hoes.
And it's just weird how black people get mad at that, but they will never demand to hurt the financial angle of rap. They would never say we want them dropped from this label, and we're going to protest, and we're not going to buy any CDs or albums from this company until you drop so and so. They would never do it.
Let's say hi to Anthony in Manhattan. Anthony, what's up?
Hi.
Opie and Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
I heard you mention earlier that there's going to be some kind of protest in Newark today.
Yeah, they're going to protest in Newark today, yes.
And I said to myself, isn't that the same city where there's a black-on-black crime, like the highest in the nation? Shouldn't there be like a protest behind that?
Yeah, how ironic that they would take this protest to Newark. where black-on-black crime is running rampant. Young black men being killed at record rates in Newark.
That's why even the mayor and the governor can't control it. Not even the cops. I mean, there's a murder. There's like already 40 murders, and it's not even in April yet.
Yeah, for the rest of America, Newark is one of the scariest cities out there.
Oh, it's frightening.
It's right up there.
And it's not only this was a funny little footnote with Newark. There was a billboard put up in Newark recently that showed the murder rate. And instead of addressing the fact that there's a high murder rate in Newark, the various politicians were upset with the billboard.
Can I say one quick comment?
How ridiculous is that?
Yes, Anthony, go ahead.
Several years ago, Arsenio Hall hosted the American Music Awards, and I think on stage was the Nelson Twins. They were performing a song, and right after they finished performing the song, Arsenio Hall said, "Man, those are the two whitest guys I've ever seen." Now, if it was a white guy that said that about two black guys, I'm sure that person would have been apologizing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, imagine saying that. Those are two of the blackest guys I've ever seen. A beep off the air.
Yeah.
All right. Good, great show, guys.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was watching Fox, too. You know who would have been... This is my stupid thing. We could have tried to get Roy Innis or Niger Innis on from Court. No, those guys are pretty... they're fairly conservative guys. I'll bet you that they're not they're not screaming "Have I misfired"?
Yeah.
I guarantee they're not.
Let's string through these calls as fast as possible. Let's do a speed round. Dave, black guy, Boston, go.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I found it humorous that what Imus said that morning, but I think if he had like a black cast, maybe a few black people on his show, maybe he wouldn't have been exposed like he was. I don't know. I found it humorous, and the thing is, it's just black people are sensitive nowadays. Some black people. I was raised, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And my mom always told me a person that responds to the N-word is an ignorant person. So I found it humorous. And
yeah.
I think the Rutgers program they just built because they lost the championship.
Yeah, I'm sure it's part of it.
There you go. Thank you, Dave. Let's go to Ethan in New Hampshire. Ethan, go ahead.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes. I don't agree with what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it. There's no law that says you have to be a nice, pleasant person. A person has a right to be a jerk if they want to.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would think, but not in these times.
Well, their argument with the free speech is probably, well, we're not putting him in jail. We're not saying he legally doesn't have the right. We're only saying that we're fighting the advertisers.
Yeah, but when
the bottom line is they're removing his livelihood.
When you're threatening somebody's livelihood, that is not freedom of speech. Yeah. When the consequences of your speech, and it's not like he was inciting a riot. He wasn't doing anything where freedom of speech it doesn't cover it. He was speaking, like Jimmy said, making an off-color remark in humor. That doesn't deserve to lose your livelihood over it. They're practicing mob tactics and infringing on the freedom of speech. Hey, let's look at this clip over here. There you go. Just another convenience store camera with some guy running in and grabbing merchandise and running out as an Asian chases him out the door. Just take a guess what culture the perpetrator was from.
Why do they have to keep showing the same video day in and day
That's
out?
not the same video, I think. See, those are all different convenience store cameras.
Oh, where's the outrage?
Where is the outrage?
Where's the outrage on that? By the way, as far as this issue goes, the government will stay completely out of it. It's more about the advertisers and the pressure they wield.
Yep.
I can't stand when the advertisers pull out like that because they're just... They empower people that are trying to take away people's freedom of speech.
Yep.
You should just turn around and say, no, we're not going to pull our advertising. What are you going to do about it?
We feel confident enough in the 40 years of radio that Mr. Imus has done and all the fun stuff he's done with his radio show that we see that this was a slip-up and an apology is good enough for us. Let's say hi to Ronald in Detroit. Ronald, what's up?
It's Ronaldo.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Ronaldo.
Hey. Okay. Yes, I think it's all just goofy, man. I mean, maybe it's probably the way he said it. He tried to make a joke, Mr. Imus, and people just get it out of hand. Maybe if he'd have said chicken head hoes, maybe it'd have been a little bit better.
Is that a common one? Chicken head hose?
Chicken
I've
head.
never heard that.
Pigeon head.
We started the show by saying black people tell us the rules, so that would have been okay. I don't know.
There's no rules, man. I mean, I guess it's all on your approach or how you say things, word things. And right now, this country's in a state of mind. It's too doggone cookie fat. To let people go ahead and do their thing in a proper manner.
He didn't say it with any hate in his voice. There wasn't. He wasn't trying to incite or he enticed me. He wasn't trying to let's start anything racial. Right. It really was delivered the way he delivers something, with humor, as a joke. The guy wasn't trying to hurt people. It's just ridiculous how carried away this thing is getting.
Yeah, I've seen those chicks, dude. Excuse me for cutting you off. I've seen those chicks on the doggone.
Chicks.
Excuse me, chicks. We're fighting over the word chicks.
Yeah, white people want the word chicks.
We want that one. You're not allowed to say that.
So use a black word, sir. I'm sorry.
Like
That's
gals.
right.
Black word like gals.
Gals.
Yeah, we want gals. We want gals, dames, broads.
Chicks,
and someone suggested we want Phillies, too.
Phillies?
Well, we're on in Philadelphia, so what the hell?
Phillies, shorties,
shorties. No, you guys got shorties.
Get shorties.
Whatever you want to call them. Hood rats.
What is
hood rats?
We're going to just divide up all the words, and then everyone will be satisfied out there.
I have a question about shorties.
All right, shorty.
I have to ask a black guy a question about shorties, because my friends they'll call women like, hey, shorty. And I actually like when a black guy calls a chick that. I'm like, that is probably the coolest way I've ever heard a girl addressed.
Yeah.
The black guy will say to a chick, hey, shorty.
Yeah.
But then my friend like Sherrod Small will look at me and go, what's up, shorty?
Oh, Jesus, that's not good.
No. It's not like he rapes me. It's just like they will use that for like guys and girls, right?
No. Just you and girls.
No.
Hey, shorty.
I've been called shorty before.
Maybe he's using it in the literal term.
Okay, because I'm a little
He thinks you're short.
All
right, Detroit, thank you. Let's go to Jen.
Shorty. Because you're hairless.
Jen's from Hempstead. She's black. Jen, what's up?
What's up, guys? Love the show.
You could have just said she's from Hempstead.
Yeah, we would have been able to tell the black part.
Anyway, you're from Long Island.
All right, what up, Jen?
I love driving through Hempstead real fast.
I heard about this on Monday. Picked up the
What
Metro.
lights?
No?
What red lights?
Yeah, yes, Jen, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That's okay.
No, we're done goofing on Hempstead.
Yeah. We're still allowed to goof on Hempstead, thank God. But that'll be the next thing. We're not allowed to. You're not allowed to goof on poor neighborhoods or minority neighborhoods. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, I picked up the Metro, the free paper in the city on Monday, and read the comments, and I started laughing. And all my white friends gave me S about it.
Really?
They were defensive about it. I was like, that's funny.
Of course it is.
Isn't that absurd?
That's actually really just funny. That's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
And it made me laugh, and I got mess from two different white people.
So
but Jen, don't you understand? These are young women. They're accomplishing something, and they're being put down because...
What did they accomplish?
I don't know.
They came in second place, and the last time I looked, second place doesn't mean crap in anything. Who was it? You know that what's his name? I forgot his name, too, which kills my whole bit. The guy that broke the 4-minute mile, Bannister? What the hell was his name?
Chris Reeve. Slowest ever. He broke the record.
You know there was another guy that day that broke the 4-minute mile? But he came in second place.
Second.
And no one knows his name. And I don't.
And you don't know the first guy's name.
Which is Roger Bannister. Thank you, Pal Talk. Thank you, Huge in it. Roger Bannister breaks...
I thought that was the Hulk.
That's David Banner.
David Banner.
Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. Same race. Another guy broke the 4-minute mile. No one will ever remember his name.
Yeah.
No one will care.
Mm-hmm.
So what did they really accomplish? They came in second place, and the game was shown on ESPN 2.
Maybe the other guy just had a name that was known for something else. Like maybe the guy who came in second was Billy Clinton.
Right. Anyway, go ahead, Jen. Finish up.
I just thought it was mad funny. Like, why am I getting messed? Like, aren't I allowed to laugh at that?
Of course you are.
Why am I getting messed from my white friends?
See, when something like this happens, a lot of times black people get annoyed at us because they're like, can white people stop complaining because something's finally not going your way? It's not about, like, we feel like victims. It's just, when a guy does a joke like that and the whole country reacts like he cut somebody, that's what's irritating. It's like people are being phony and overreacting.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And, you live in Hempstead, so your white friends... They're not really white now, are they?
Well, they live in Manhattan, so they're a little white.
Oh, well, that's why.
You know, they're white.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, they got a little money.
All right, yeah, the black community is getting a lot of support from the whites in Manhattan. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed that I live in
Manhattan. You know what kind of people those are, right?
Yeah.
Very bloody hearts. So whatever.
All right, Jen, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, we're going to take a break. We got the top 10 rap songs in America.
Yep.
Very interesting. We're going to read some of the lyrics.
Yes, I imagine that these guys are all going to be out of work soon, according to what's going on with black people.
They have to be. This is horrible stuff.
Boy, I wonder why Imus thought it was okay to maybe say nappy-headed hose. I don't know. Maybe because it's all around him as far as black culture goes and black entertainment goes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, but no one told him or us the rules.
You know what? That was the same thing. You know how you'll joke around sometimes and you'll say, like, you used to say, like, I got cheddar. Like, just being silly because it's so obviously not your word.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
It's like, nappy-headed hose. Just using a black term as a stupid joke. And it was like... It was so not intended to be angry.
It's out of character. It's that humor that is based in someone saying something. Like when those stupid movies make the old lady rap or something, or the white Republicans are all hip-hop, break dancing on the floor of some mansion. It's one of those things that is supposed to be funny because it's so out of context, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Like Karl Rove dancing, like that same type of a vibe.
There you go.
You're out of context, doing something that's so obviously not you, and it's out in the open that it's not you.
Karl Rove should have been fired for that.
Absolutely.
All right, well,
awful.
The show is moving by really fast. Also, Whoopi was on CNN last night.
What's that name of her company, by the way? If we could just say that, I keep getting reminded of it. One Ho.
One Ho Productions.
One Ho Productions.
One Ho Productions is Whoopi's
company name. One Ho Productions.
There you go.
And we had out with her yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Why would Imus think that's okay to say?
And she had no idea that Imus was a comedian. That's just amazing. It's amazing.
Did they bring up Ted Danson?
Probably not. It's CNN.
Do we have the tape from yesterday? We played on XM of just a question the reporter asked Jesse Jackson. The way people will call black people to task.
I know.
All right, we got lots to do, obviously.
Yeah.
We have to kiss.
We'll do that during the break, Jimmy. I'll check that off my list here of things we have to do.
No, don't check it so we keep doing it.
You scare me. You were touching butts yesterday with another man.
That was
another man
funny.
named E-Rock.
E-Rock.
Can we maybe play that over here just to get a couple laughs in?
Blasted a gasser on him. It was great.
Oh, we'll explain that next, I guess. And just a quickie, fire destroys Johnny Cash's home. Just giving you a little more info today. The house that was featured in Hurt, Johnny Cash's version of Hurt, is gone.
Is he okay? Did he get out okay?
Burnt to the ground. I think one of the Bee Gees ended up buying the house, and now it's gone.
Really?
Yep.
All right, it's Opie and Anthony.
Hi, I just got wowed. It was great. I'm not supposed to talk about it, though. I gotta go now.
Introducing the Opie and Anthony Wow Line. If you get wowed, we want to hear about it. Call 866-WOW-ME-05. That's 866-WOW-ME-05. And tell us all about it. And if your message isn't too stupid, we might just play it on the air.
Opie and Anthony!
It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
The Opie and Anthony virus.
People are saying this is just one example of how talk turns wrong, and Imus certainly not the first radio personality to get himself in hot water. Opie and Anthony lost their jobs for broadcasting a couple having sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral. Hot 97 DJs were suspended for a song parody poking fun at tsunami victims.
It offended a vast majority of people. But as I was tuning down the radio dial yesterday, I heard a lot of people who said that they weren't offended.
I'm all for humor, commentary, all of that stuff being expressed. It's like when it crosses the line, it begins to build, burn, and destroy bridges.
Imus says his 2-week suspension for these comments is appropriate. The suspension begins on Monday.
Yeah, they're working us into the story a little bit. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The ONA virus spreading across America.
We always pop up when these stories come up because of our sordid past.
We're multiple offenders.
Yes.
That's what the AP is calling us today. Multiple offenders. They'll come for us next. I have no doubt about it. I'll just enjoy my time until they say goodbye. So long. And we're in the Yahoo top searches for some reason.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know where that came from, but we're higher than Mr. Imus for some reason.
People listening to the show?
We're in 9th place today, Yahoo searches.
Ooh.
Jimmy?
I think someone told me this was your idea. Whoever's idea this was brilliant.
It was my idea.
Ooh.
Brilliant. Get the top 10 rap
But I don't
songs.
do anything for the show whatsoever. I just push buttons. That's all I do.
I didn't say that.
I know. People are saying that.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
People are saying.
People are saying that Opie just pushes buttons. You can read it for
They
yourself.
mean people who are friends with you mean that. And you send them into a rage, emotional.
Hey, before we go into that, because that's really good, there's an observation here I didn't even know. Dave in Pennsylvania, because we're throwing it all on the table. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, these Rucker girls are saying that Imus took away, their great season and degraded them, but I think Tennessee did all that when they crushed them by like 30 points.
Yeah, I think, what was the final score? I mean, it wasn't even close.
It was over by the first half.
Tennessee kind of embarrassed Rutgers on the basketball court. If I was them, I would just kind of go away and enjoy their summers.
Yeah.
You know. All right, Dave, thank you.
And the team, look, if the team's reacting a certain way, at least they're willing to meet with them. I mean, all right, they kind of got thrown into this whole thing. It wasn't their doing. They get their asses kicked on national television, and then someone calls them nappy-headed hoes. All right, they're having a rough week.
Well, on ESPN2.
Yeah.
They got
You're
their
right.
asses kicked.
Semi-national television.
Yeah.
Barely. So, rap lyrics. The top 10 rap songs in America. For the hell of it, I said, hey, why don't we get a list of the top 10 rap songs in America?
No, I said that.
Huh?
I said that.
And quite interesting.
And it shows, this is why I've been screaming how phony all this outrage is. Like this is what Sharpton, remember he brought his daughter in, he goes, this is my daughter, you're attacking all women. Every one of these songs is general and about women in general, and the same wounding is not being felt by black people.
Degrading.
By the way, Tennessee won over Rutgers 59-46. That's just like 30 points.
What kind of dopey basketball team only scores 60?
Well, when you have to throw the ball in the hoop underhanded,
Yeah.
you can only score about 60 points a game.
I think the whole team throws like girls.
Yeah. They don't look like girls. Are you still allowed to say that? Are you still allowed to say that?
No,
Are you still allowed to say that? What?
You're degrading and demeaning women by saying they don't look like girls.
All right, that was a joke.
They look like girls. They have long hair and breasts.
All right, go ahead, Jimmy. The top 10 rap songs in America.
It's just the way they talk about women. This is why I'm hot lyrics. It's
this is the number one rap song in America
by Mims. Yes, I think you're right. Number one.
Yeah.
Niggas say we lost it. I love dirty because niggas show me love. Later in the song, this is why I'm hot. Catch me on the block. Every other day, another bitch, another drop. 16 bars, 24 pop, 44 songs. Nigga, gimme what you got. And then you want to go later in the song, and I'm just skimming through, picking out the highlights.
Yeah.
See my pimping never dragged. Find me with different women that you niggas never had. And then one of the last ones, I keep it so mean, the way you see me lean, and when I say I'm hot, my nigga, diss what I mean. And number one rap song in America, that's obviously offending the entire black community because they're going after Mims. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
No, yeah, not a word will be said about that song by Reverend Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson or anyone else.
He might say something about it, but he's not going to demand that the label drop this guy and just...
And there's a great opportunity here, okay? Everyone is focusing on this issue because of Imus, right?
Yep.
So why don't they jump off the Imus thing and jump into what's really the problem?
Mm-hmm.
This crap in entertainment. Reverend Al Sharpton has a platform now. Why don't you really go after the real cause?
By the way, I personally want like rougher lyrics. I liked like NWA and Ghetto Boys and stuff like that. Like, I don't care that these rappers are putting out lyrics like this. I love it. But if you're going to be a guy that, like Reverend Al, that is going after Imus, then you have to go after these guys.
Especially when you're demanding that, A, he apologized and groveled, and this phony outrage is making me sick. The number 2 song.
And by the way, who's more influential in the black community? Don Imus?
Yes.
Or these rappers that we're talking about and reading lyrics from? I think they listen to these rappers a little more than Don Imus.
Yeah, and how about what you do in your personal life? Don Imus has done nothing but help sick kids through these little these 48-hour marathons he does, and he has a ranch. And R. Kelly, who has the #2 song, if I remember correctly, there was a video of him and a gal that wasn't quite too pleasant. So I guess that those deeds and his lyrics are much worse than Imus, who helps kids and says one off-color thing.
Here's some lyrics by R. Kelly.
I'm a flirt.
I'm a flirt. I'm a be pimpin'. I don't be slippin'. When it comes down to these hoes, I don't love 'em. We don't cuff 'em. Man, that's just the way it goes. I pull up in the Phantom. All the ladies think handsome. Jewelry shining. I stay stuntin'. That's why these niggas can't stand 'em. I'm a chick magnet. Yeah. And anything fine, I'm bagging. It. Yeah, it's my little delay I do.
I know, that delay makes everyone nervous, though, Mr. Imus.
And if she got a man, I don't care. 10 toes, and I want to be, because I got to have it. What are they saying, by the way?
I don't know, they're calling in an attack, I guess.
Down,
I don't even know what this means.
This is about him.
Is this some kind of code word?
No. What he does is...
Can you interpret this for me, Jimmy?
Yeah, he kind of likes to... He's like, I'm gonna be pimping. It means like he kind of wants to be pimping.
Yeah.
And then I don't be slipping means that like he doesn't want to slip. When it comes down to these hoes, like if there's hoes and something's coming down.
It comes down to these hoes.
I don't love them. We don't cuff them. Because he's not like in love with the hoes. And
is cuffing is that like being a couple?
I don't know what that means.
Like we don't cuff them. Like he just wants to kind of have sex with them and be with them, but like cuffing them is like when you're an item.
Yeah,
an item.
I think that means you want to be a little more serious.
You're serious? It's like, is that? Does Travis know?
No.
I was gonna say, Jesus, really, emo fruit. He doesn't know anything about the black community.
Look at you want to talk about the way women are addressed. Look at the last highlighted lyrics in this on the second page. Unless you want to do the whole thing, but look at the second one. Right there on the second page of the lyrical masterpiece.
Now the moral of story is cuff yo bitch. I'm black, handsome. I sing 'cause I'm rich. And I'm a flirt.
Yep. Where's the outrage for black people? Why aren't they calling for this to be banned? Even after the video he did, which was my favorite video he did. We all saw the one where nobody knew how old the person was in it.
They let him slide.
Yeah, why not? But Imus is disrespecting a team full of young ladies who accomplished something, while R. Kelly does.
Do you, R. Kelly, cuff yo bitch?
What about some of these other ones, Jimmy?
Oh, Make It Rain is a gem.
Yeah.
Features Lil Wayne, who I am not familiar with his work. I think he's on Ozfest this year. This is Better Grab an Umbrella. I make it rain on them hoes. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes. I make it rain.
I make it rain.
I make it rain on them hoes. I make it rain.
I make it rain.
I make it rain on them hoes. That is the number 9 rap song in the country.
That's okay. I'm sure the Rutgers women's basketball team has no problem with this, right?
That was Fat Joe, and so I think that I'm really sad to see that Fat Joe is not going to be employed anymore. I'm really sad to see that Jesse Jackson and Sharpton and the black
Jesse Jackson doesn't have the balls to sit across the table from Fat Joe.
They are going to protest.
Who are you kidding?
Fat Joe, and he's not going to work anymore. And poor Whoopi Goldberg, because her company is called, what is it, One Ho Productions. I mean, is that a shame that company is going to be protested by black people? How hurtful.
Hey, Chuck Nice.
I don't know what this means.
Chuck Nice?
Chuck Nice from the Radio Chick Show is on the line. What's up,
good.
Chuck?
Hey, Chuck.
Chuck.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I just woke up. I heard you guys, doing your thing. First of all, Jim, I Make It Rain on Them Hoes is a gardening song, man. Rain is very necessary.
Oh, okay, so he's actually hoeing the ground and it was raining and he was upset.
Good point, Chuck.
Come on, let's be for real now. Nah.
It's raining on his hoe.
You need rain when you hoeing, man.
Of course.
Ask any farmer. So,
Hey, listen, man. You know, I just want to say, first of all, what you guys are doing right now is very good, and quite frankly, there are many people in the black community that hate this kind of degradation from black people.
Mm-hmm.
If I were black, I would be able to tell you who those people are. No.
Wait, the people who don't know Chuck is a black fella.
Yeah, you know, and quite frankly, for a while, I have been putting together, and I'm going to announce it because you guys are national. I am putting together a movement myself, and it's called the Bougie Revolution.
Okay.
And that is, Chris Rock did a joke some years ago where, you know, he said something that he kind of regrets, but he was trying to articulate the fact that there are many people within the black community that are very hardworking and diligent, and they are contributing members of society, and we call them black people or African Americans. And then we have those who kind of, you know, they step in fetch and they don't care about the image of black people, and, you know, they call women bitches and hoes and niggas and this and that, and we call them, you know, niggas. So anyway, you know, I think a lot of people are angry, and what you're doing is good, calling attention to it. I don't care. You know, that's all there is to it.
It just seems to me, Chuck, you know what it is, man? It's like, again, Michael Richards yelling something angry. Everyone knows the Imus's intent. It just seems this outrage is phony, and they're focusing like all this other anger about other stuff onto Imus because he looks like somebody you're not going to like. He's an old white guy. I mean, I'm white and he's irritating to look at. So black people look at him like he represents something they don't like.
Well, actually, he does, man. You know, here's the difference. You know, Don Imus grew up in a time when black people weren't allowed by law to vote in this country. So when he says something like that, you know, it's like Colonel Sanders is saying it.
Yeah.
You know, that's
kind of looks like Colonel Sanders. I mean, he looks like a corpse during Reverend Al Sharpton's show.
Poor Don needs some sleep, man.
I felt sorry for him. He had the really heavy eyelids. That's the picture they're showing all over the place today. We've all had that feeling with our eyelids from doing morning radio, and this guy hasn't slept in days.
You know, so here's the thing. If you're a white guy and you wear a cowboy hat, you need to watch what you say about black people.
Yeah, that is the truth.
That's really what the lesson is. But, I mean...
But if you're a black guy and you're dressed in hip-hop attire, you know, you don't have to watch what you say because, you know, white people are scared.
No, you don't have to watch what you say. You got to watch out for getting shot.
Yep. Yeah, by another black guy. I think that's more important than this Imus situation. That's all I've been saying is, you know, yeah, he said something. It ended up blowing up in his face, but I think this is getting blown way out of proportion for what he actually did.
I'm kind of glad that it's getting blown out of proportion because, you know, it's a dialogue at least, quite frankly.
Yeah, but this dialogue might cost a guy his job when it really isn't the punishment fitting the crime here.
Well, you know, it's not going to cost him his job. He's, you know, really? I didn't even know he was still on the air, honestly. So, you know, I think it's the best thing that ever happened to Don.
He's not your demo there, Chuck.
Yeah. Well, Chuck.
All right, Chuck, thank you.
And thank the radio chick for me for helping me out. Tell her I will never forget that. Tell her thank you very much. Tell Leslie thank you.
Hey, no problem, man.
Take care, buddy.
Hey, guys. Take it easy.
Bye,
Chuck. Man. Chuck Nice from the Radio Chick Show. Heard here in New York and Anthony.
He's the nappy-headed sidekick.
Yeah.
That's what I like calling him.
Jim Norton of the Chick Show.
Right.
Yeah, he's not nappy-headed, though. He keeps it tight.
Keeps it tight.
He keeps it tight. You got another example of bad rap lyrics there? These are the top songs in America, by the way. We didn't... we wanted to keep it honest and just go with the top songs, not some obscure song that would make our point here.
The top 10 songs. This one right here, there's a bunch of stuff. This is Rich Boy lyrics. Let me see who wrote this. I mean, normally I would know this offhand, but I've been busy. Throw some D's. Rich Boy selling crack. F niggas want a jack. S tight, no slack. And in the bottom, he'll get to the point. A lot of hoes. Give me they numbers, but I never call. A lot of OG look at VIP and see a nigga ball. And that's the rest is a little bit...
I don't know what that is. Just bought a Cadillac. Throw some D's on that bitch?
Yes.
Oh, rims?
What does that mean?
Is that rims, D's?
You're asking...
Or is it some kind of, like, car bra?
I don't know. Throw some D's on that. Car bra on his Cadillac. Throw some D's on that.
I think it has something to do with rims. I would guess.
Did I say? Oh, here's another one. Walk It Out.
Yeah, Walk It Out.
Walk It Out is the.
By the way, Ho is all over these songs.
That's the point I'm making. It's the number 8. It's by Unk, and it's called Walk It Out. And here's the verse 1. Now hit the dance floor. Now bend your back low. She do it with no hands. And then a couple lines later, I like the way she move. An undercover hoe. And then a little later, 2 hoes choosing me. Oh, here we go. And at the end, my niggas on my side, haters hating, think it's funny. I'm walking on these niggas. Now I'm getting to the money. Froze on them hoes. So far, of the top 10 rap songs in the country, 40% have hoes in it.
Yeah, and other ones have...
Phony outrage that's happening around Imus it's phony.
And all the other ones have some type of derogatory term for women.
Everyone has either bitches or niggas or hoes in it. The top 10, and Sharpton and Jackson have addressed this.
Yep.
But they have never gone after someone's livelihood this hard. They have never said, we don't want R. Kelly working.
Never demanded the label drop them.
Absolutely.
I think this is an important point. You know, now that there is a discussion about this whole thing going on in America, this is an opportunity for Reverend Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and the rest of the black leaders out there to drag this whole thing into the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is listening. Everyone's listening.
Yeah, now you got the
forum. Because some of these people say, well, they have addressed this. Well, have they on a radio show that no one's listening to? You know, you could get on CNN tomorrow and talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing we're talking about right now on our radio show.
Call them out.
But the interesting thing, because Jimmy's reading all the rap lyrics, and like he said, almost every song has hoes.
Or niggas in it.
Right.
The other one that you can't say.
And I want to read this again. Steve Harvey, because we know radio, he says if black people want to talk about each other a certain way, that's their option, he said. Mr. Imus, you don't have that option. You can't say what I say.
So
that is beyond insane in the United States of America.
He's saying freedom of speech is based on race.
Right.
That's
right.
That is literally what he is saying. Freedom of speech in this country is based on race. Certain races are allowed to say certain things.
If you're going to have the word...
Steve Harvey's an ass.
If you're going to have the word nappy and the word hoe all over black culture and black entertainment, black websites, we had a whole list of movies and TV shows and books and websites that use the word nappy. Today we got lyrics all over the place that have the word hoe.
40% of the top 10 rap lyrics. 40%.
Then you know what? Mr. Imus should absolutely be able to say nappy-headed hoe.
Why doesn't someone call Steve Harvey out on the fact that he is saying that freedom of speech is based on the color of your skin?
See, when he's saying something like that, like we could say what we want at a party, or like Oprah's story about getting punched, that's the truth. Like if you're at a party and you want to talk about black people a certain way, the way they talk about each other, you probably are going to get punched, and that's where that comes into play. But as far as you losing your job, there cannot be a difference in the rules. As far as a company firing you, there can't be a difference in the rules. That's what if you want to say niggas, you're going to get punched in the face. Well, that's the chance you take.
Yeah, not at my parties.
Oh no, actually, if you don't, that's the password to get in.
First you got to lift the hood to see whose face you're punching.
But yeah, this is another example of this phony outrage in the black community right now.
All right.
This manufactured outrage.
More importantly, Jim Norton touched butts with another man yesterday on the show.
Let's get to the big story.
And it's worth replaying right now. I don't even know what the hell happened, but somehow we decided it would be a great idea to have Jim Norton's bare butt against E-Rock's bare butt.
Well, E-Rock screwed something up, so as a punishment, he had to show our live audience that we had in studio yesterday over at XM his buttocks.
Yeah.
So he did that. He dropped his pants in front of the big window that we have over there. And then Jimmy decided...
Really?
Was it you that decided that it would be a good idea for you two men to actually touch your butt cheeks together?
Eric, yes. Eric showed, young Eric, might I say, showed his more supple than you'd think backside to the studio audience. And I said, let's touch butts.
For some reason, Jimmy thought it would be hysterical to have two men just touch butts.
It's just stupid. And the reason
but who knew he had an ulterior motive?
My girlfriend of many, many years ago, we would sleep together in bed. We'd both be nude. And when our butts would touch, it would skeeve her. It was a weird thing. Like she
really?
Yeah. hated when butts would touch.
It's just mushy and
that's funny.
A little bit on the warm side in a bad way.
Nino, you want to do it real quick? No. I'm saying simply as
the weird thing is, no didn't come to my lips really fast.
No, it's just kind of. Let me think.
Let me think about that. No,
feel like
what's the delay? I got to be honest.
But Jimmy's very smooth and hairless.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like an Asian or a cancer patient. I mean, this is a man's ass I have.
No, it is not.
This is how it went down yesterday. All right, E-Rock is moving in for the butt touch.
Come on.
This is the showstopper, E-Rock. I swear I won't be mean to you for a week if you do this. I promise.
Come on. Everything's fine.
Come on. My ass is out too. Don't be a queer.
Don't go half-assed
it shows
on this.
You're scared of your sexuality if you don't pull out your butt.
To touch another butt? Look, our butts are touchy. It's butts. I'm not gay at all. Neither are you. It's fine. Come on.
Pull down your pants a little bit.
No, come on. Pull your pants down.
You're showing a lack of confidence in your sexuality.
All right, here we go.
Get your butt out. All right, we got the two butts. Oh, my God.
Oh, you homo. You are a touching another man's ass.
Did you hear that?
You farted.
You farted?
Oh, loud. I hear it. Did you hear that?
I'll have to hear it. Oh, God.
It was hot. Say that again.
All right, we're back live. The video's up on our website, and God, I hope we get fired for that.
He was horrified.
I hope that's the thing that gets us fired.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And I so didn't plan on. I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I could gas on him, but I didn't think I'd be able to. And all of a sudden, I summoned it.
Yeah.
And there it was, and I'm like, oh, he better do this quickly. And when I wanted to do something else, which I couldn't do because it was too creepy.
Yeah, spin around.
When Eric was facing
that's
one
what I
way,
thought you were going to do.
I wanted to spin
move.
around and do this to the ass cheek with something.
Just slap him.
That's right, with my hands above my head. But I don't know. I couldn't do it because I don't know, man. There's just something. It's like because then I'm not going to want to stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to want to straighten him right out.
Yeah.
For all those times he's been late, here comes the punishment, boy.
All right, we'll step aside for a bit here. Got lots to do still.
Jim Norton at BroadwayVideo.com if you want to come to my HBO shooting June the 2nd in Washington, D.C.
Those tickets are going to go like that.
Yeah, they're free tickets. There's 2 shows Saturday at the Lincoln Theater. Just state your name, address, and what show you want to go to.
All right, very good. It's Opie and Anthony.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. We tell you how to get a WOW sticker, but we can't plug the website.
Hear what everyone else is talking about. O&A, uncut and live, continuing the show on XM Satellite Radio, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. Visit xmradio.com to subscribe.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The virus is spreading. Opie and Anthony!
Wow.
Looks like someone's making Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Awful, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
I don't think she's in the room.
Oh,
got her cam up here, but I think she's, well, maybe not. I don't know.
We're looking at the lovely women of Pal Talk.
Pal Talk, and there's a girl in here. She's got very, very sheer panties on.
Something's going on there.
Wow. She's not adhering to the fashion that is popular these days, which is smooth as silk.
Don't show that video to Mr. Imus.
No. Wow.
Just keep it at that.
It looks like she's sitting on the shoulders of Link from the Mod Squad.
All right, it's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hey, can I say real quick? I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
I don't want to come off like a stick in the mud. I happen to like rap, and I like the brutal lyrics.
Yeah, I hope we didn't confuse everybody.
Yeah,
I don't have any problem with rap lyrics, but if you're going to go after Mr. Imus, why don't you look within your own community and see what's going on in entertainment? Are you kidding me?
The more they say niggas and hoes and it's brutal, I mean, I really like that about rap. Rap is brutal, and I like that.
Some are suggesting that we, steal the iPods of the Rutgers women's basketball team and see what they're listening to.
Jeez.
And then ask them why is it okay to be listening to what you're listening to? But that might be racist because maybe they listen to Celine Dion. I don't know. Who knows?
Did that groin lose to Tennessee?
It is. It looks like. It's the way it is. It's a sheer, very sexy see-through. Picture the Shah. Picture the Ayatollah Khomeini robbing a bank. Good reference. The guy died in '85. Got him on top of the ass.
Why not?
Ugh.
Hey, by the way, Mr. Imus, I got an email from his camp. Hey, Ope, here's the info. It's the 18th annual WFAN Radiothon simulcast on MSNBC and on all our syndicated radio stations across the country to benefit the Imus Ranch, the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, and the CJ Foundation for SIDS. CJ Foundation started by Joel and Susan Hollander. Yes, a very, very important cause after the death of their baby girl, Carly Jenna. Donations can be made with her by calling our toll-free number 877-877-6464 or by clicking on the Radiothon banner at WFAN.com. Radiothon runs from 5:30 a.m. Thursday through 10 a.m. Friday. This is what Mr. Imus is going to be doing before he starts his suspension, by the way. Raise money for a great cause that he's been doing for a very long time.
Yeah, this isn't something they slipped into to make him look good. This has been in the works for
I'm sure the media will have some kind of spin on it, like, oh. But really fast, and then he ends by saying, appreciate your help, as we're concerned that donations may be down this year, so any plugs are very helpful. Because now people are going to go, I can't donate to this worthy cause because of what Imus said.
Yeah, because Imus said something. Let's have other people suffer.
Imus said something silly, and this thing he's been doing for years has raised millions, and he has a camp, and yet R. Kelly, look at the lyrics he has, and look at the video of him out, and the black community has kept their mouth shut.
How about Ice Cube?
They have kept their mouth shut.
How about Ice Cube? He's got pretty much the #1 movie in America. Cigars and Scotch, you're on the Opie and Anthony show. What's up?
Yeah, does anyone remember Ice Cube screaming about why we should burn down Korean, well, not we, but we should burn down Korean grocery stores?
No, it's a good point. I didn't remember that, but I guess he should not be able to work anymore.
But that was okay, because wasn't that in a song?
Yeah.
See, we're learning today it's okay if it's in a song.
Just sing it.
See, if you want to say something a little edgy, you got to, kind of sing it. That's what we're going to start doing on our show. We're going to rap.
Good luck.
The house next door.
All right. Hey.
All right. Hey, where's David Duchovny?
Please bring him in.
David Duchovny's here.
Be funny if he's out burning Imus posters.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation with the whole Imus thing going on, because when we have guests, we don't know where they stand on it.
Yeah, let's go to Mike in Babylon.
We kind of make our opinion known.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hi, guys. Love you. Love you.
Yeah,
love the show. Yeah, okay.
Hello, David. How you doing?
Listen, you guys are like the standard bearer these days. I mean, like you said, Google's the 9th top search. I mean, I just think you guys aren't going at it enough. I mean, at this point, I think you guys should just go charging into the breach and defend it and, say whatever. I mean, yesterday, Jimmy, you were on there in the XM side. You mentioned that joke with the Al Roker bit about, that little affliction. And, I don't know if you can even say it on this side. I think you guys should be just trying to figure out a way to come out there and just say it.
Well, sir, we can only do so much here, and, it's just the way it is with terrestrial radio, and we know that, and I'm kind of grateful in a way, because the vile nonsense that would have flew out of my mouth if we had 4 hours a day to say it.
Yeah.
And the Al Roker's just another jackass, so let him say it.
Yeah, Al Roker wants Imus to be fired over that. It's completely ridiculous, but we're watching the situation very closely, and then we might have to organize a little something.
I mean, there was a point before where you guys cut the mic off, so
all right,
I really hope that you're going to give that joke on the XM side.
You'll get on the XM side. Get a hold of yourself, sir.
All right,
relax.
thank you.
We're not going to get fired.
Got David Duchovny sitting here. We're talking to some direct from Jersey.
Who's just yammering on, telling us we should curse on terrestrial radio and show them.
Yeah. Well, it's everywhere, David. What can I tell you?
What, the cursing? The
Imus thing.
You should hear my mother talk about it.
Really?
About Imus?
No. She has no idea.
No?
She doesn't know how to work her television.
Your mom, too? Because mine is the worst with technology, and I was trying to tell her, just saw her for Easter, and I'm trying to tell her, you should get a computer, and it's not this big thing anymore. She thinks it's like the ENIAC, or it's just, don't they weigh 20 tons a piece? And I'm like, no, you get your laptop, you can check email. Yeah. She goes, well, why do I need that?
I don't want to give up one of my guest rooms.
I tell her, when we go on vacation or something, I could send you pictures and stuff. I could just wait till you get back.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not going to Photomat. I could just...
My mother puts a sheet over the television when she's not watching it like it's a bird.
It might make noise in the night.
I think she thinks it's radioactive or something.
We gave our mom a DVD player a year ago. Every time I visit her, I gotta walk her through the damn thing, and she still can't figure it out.
Mine still uses videotapes. Just pops in VCR, and she goes, "No, I just rewind. That's fine." Like there's DVDs. Ooh, she don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what it is with people when they reach a certain age, they just want to cut off technology.
She does use a remote.
Oh, really?
She still
that's pretty
swinging with the remote. Well, I remember my grandfather sitting there with the remote that used to go like, made like a ding noise. There were 2 buttons on it, on and off, and volume.
With a long wire.
I don't know if you remember, but when I was growing up, the channel changer would always break because you swung it around so much.
Yeah.
Pliers.
Yeah.
You'd get yelled at, too.
Sorry.
Stop it. Your parents could hear like a mile away you going, because you had to get from channel 5 to channel 11 real quick. And stop, you're going to break it. Right. I'm going to break it. We had the thing like 25 years. It never broke.
Yeah.
David Duchovny, you're here.
Television expert.
Yes. Well, I've seen you on it.
Yeah.
You're a lot taller than you are on the television. But
it happens.
Yeah, you got
seem to think that about me a lot, and I don't know why.
They expect you to be short?
They do.
Everyone on TV is supposed to be short.
Well, I get there in a
Very
little
little
box.
to fit in the box.
Yeah.
So the sheet is over it, so he can't just come walking out and get cookies in the middle of the night.
From Willy Wonka.
It just kind of comes out of the TV. I heard though, that you were tall.
Oh,
so when you walked in, I was like, look, he is.
Yeah.
The rumors.
Yeah.
not
Pacino
rumor.
is legendarily. He looks tall because of, I guess, all he's played. I hear Pacino's just a little shrimp in real life. Everybody says he's like 5'1".
He's just a little guy.
He's a little fella. You want to pick him up?
He's cute.
Hold him. I'll take a picture with him.
You want to burp him?
Yeah. Come over, burp him, pat his little head. Get out of here, you.
Get back on the set, you daffy bastard. The TV set. That's what we're promoting today, huh?
Yeah. You guys haven't had a chance to see it, have you?
No.
Us?
We don't get advanced anything.
We don't have anything.
No.
Really?
I know, it's a shame. And the only way I get advanced copies, I can't talk about on the radio, or I might have the FBI come to my house because they have a warning on the front that says I shouldn't do this.
It makes it easier to talk about it when you know.
I know, when I actually saw it.
Yeah.
We didn't get an advance copy. We didn't even know you were coming until 10 o'clock last night. Let's lay it on the table.
We have very bad communication skills. We knew you were coming X amount of time ago, and we said, yeah, David Duchovny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they tell us the day before, David Duchovny's coming. All right.
Yeah, we approved you coming in like September 06, and we got an email yesterday that you're coming in today.
I got this.
We have a little problem in the organization.
Security clearance.
Yeah.
But it's David Duchovny, so you'll let him in.
Yeah.
I told we had Simon Pegg in yesterday from Shaun of the Dead. You see that one?
Yeah, it's fun.
And I didn't want to tell him I saw his latest movie. The one where he plays a cop, but complete bootleg. Like I got it. I heard people eating popcorn in the background, and like it was really a bad bootleg.
But it's okay.
But it's okay because I saw the movie and I was able to talk about it.
So we can talk to the
guys. Yeah. So a lot of these times where I see an advanced copy, I'm not getting a screener copy. I'm getting an illegal bootleg copy.
That's nice.
With popcorn.
I've never actually seen one of those.
Oh, they're so bad.
I know. I have. I remember being on an airplane a few years ago, and one of the flight attendants came up to me and said, I love the X-Files. I have everything on DVD, all 9 seasons on DVD. I said, that's great. That's terrific. He said, and I bought it for 50 cents in China.
Great, thanks.
All 9 seasons for 50 cents.
That's got to make you feel good.
I get some of that.
So you owe me 3 cents.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're taller than everyone in China stacked on top of each other. Little Chinese short joke.
I saw that, Jimmy.
I'm still using the tall thing, huh?
Yeah, I didn't notice until he said it.
Go back to it.
On the bandwagon and try to steal a laugh, which didn't work, and I'll take my bombing like
Keep talking about it.
Well, I want to know what the TV set is all about.
Yeah, well, it's
you're gonna have to really sell it now because we haven't seen it. Usually we're kind of informed.
Damn us.
Well, Jake Kasdan is the writer-director. I don't know if you guys ever watched Freaks and Geeks or saw Zero Effect in Orange County, but he's a really talented writer-director. And it's basically about the creation of a television show, from writing to casting to dealing with the networks to shooting and then trying to get it on the air. So it's kind of a network type comedy about what it is to actually make television, instead of like the usual kind of Hollywood fluff that you see in movies. But it's myself and Sigourney Weaver and Ewan Griffith and Judy Greer, and just really terrific, smart, funny actors. And
Justin Bateman.
Justine Bateman.
He's great in everything he does.
Justine.
Justine? I saw Justin.
When he dresses like a girl, it's amazing.
She's okay, too. I heard Justin Bateman. I'm sorry.
The most uncomfortable thing is that Justin plays my wife.
In drag. I'm sorry.
Is it anything like, if it's about a TV show being made, is it anything like The Comeback, which I loved on HBO with...
Comeback was great.
And the only thing I didn't like was there was one writer, because they had the whole weird thing with the writer's relationship with Lisa Kudrow. Right. One of them was a little too over-the-top douchey to her, and it's like, nah, man, writers are never that brutal to you.
Right.
You know, they may hate you, but they kind of hide it if you're getting laughs.
Right.
Is it kind of along that vibe, like behind the scenes of a sitcom?
Exactly, but it's really the struggle that the writer that I play has with the network, and it's really about, you know, making little compromises every day, little compromises. Oh, I can live with that, I can live with that. And then at the end of the process, you're left with this piece of shit that you don't recognize it. So just in order to get on the air, you know, to have your dream is you're going to have your show on the air. This guy's a writer who's worked in rooms for 15, 20 years. You know, now he's got a shot. And so he'll compromise. You know, he's got to feed his family, and then at the end, it's just, you know, it's what you see on networks.
Well, comedies are destroyed by networks. They're emasculated. But doing the show you did for so many years, I mean, how much trouble did you guys have, being that it was not a comedy? Like, say, was there content that you guys want to cover?
I wasn't a comedy. I thought that
there was some fun in there.
Hysterical lines.
There were some great lines in there.
So it's not like a Sanford and Son type.
No, it wasn't at all like Sanford and Son.
So I'm saying, like, no black people. Here, Dave. But I'm saying, did you guys have content issues that you want something you wanted to cover that was not like, that was in more of like a serious vibe, and they're like, no?
I think until you get to syndication, you know, you're always going to be kind of doing a dance with the networks. But once you hit that number and you get that autonomy of you know, you're going, I think you can pretty much do whatever you want. We had one episode that maybe people remember. They pulled it.
Maybe. Come on.
Well, no, there's one. But it's just one. It's they pulled it out of rotation because it was too kind of sick. It was about. It's called Home, and it's about. A kind of family of mutant humans who, because they are so
incest.
Yeah,
it's the mother in the drawer, and that one was great. It's one of my favorites, as a matter of fact. It was so twisted and sick.
It's a lot of people's favorites. These people were so mutated that nobody would have sex with them, so they had to have sex with each other in order to propagate, and it's a love story.
It's quite a love story. They pulled that out of rotation.
Now that I'm describing it, that's sounding like Sanford. So.
So that's out of rotation.
Remember when Lamont would have sex with Fred?
Absolutely.
Grady came in,
but they don't show that anymore.
They pulled it for a while. So that's the one. You know, for all the kind of graphic and weird stuff that we did over the years, that was the one that they pulled.
How many episodes did you do, or how many years did you run?
9.
Yeah, 9 years. It was the It show. I mean, that show was it was the show. Yeah. And then toward the end, I know the last couple of seasons, it got so weird when you disappeared, and then they brought in, what's his name?
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick, yeah. Who I like, but you know, it was just weird, the dynamic there.
Yeah.
And it was always like, is Mulder going to show up today? Is he going to show up today?
Yeah, he finally came back. He came back towards the end.
But I never knew what really happened to you. They just kind of
neither do I
left it kind of there with the hooks in your mouth, and I don't know what the hell was going on.
For all I know, I think Mulder, he did a couple movies in that time.
Yeah, that was it. Mulder went off and became an actor, did some movies,
then came back,
did a couple of chick flicks, came back.
At least Mulder waited, as opposed to David Caruso, who has one great season and goes, I'm going to be a movie star, and then 15 years like, no, you're not.
Well,
back to TV.
Caruso was amazing that first year. You know, that was some of the best acting I've ever seen on TV. I was sad to see him.
And now, Frank, it's a whole nother story.
That's pretty good.
Oh, when he does that exit stage left even, and he just kind of walks off the screen. It's hysterical. It's become a parody.
Yeah, we had fun with that.
Everyone's goofing on that.
It's hard to do do a TV show week after week. I got to say.
Do you feel like it almost becomes like a parody of what you initially started out doing?
Well, not so much a parody, but you know, the nature of television is that you want to give people want to see the same thing.
Yeah.
They do. They want to tune in.
They get familiar with the character.
Yeah.
And
So you're kind of limited after a while. I think actually the X-Files was pretty successful in mixing it up, for a long time.
What do you think about Lost? Because they're kind of calling that like almost like an X-Files type.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't watch it today. It's covered by the sheet, so you can't.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
I can hear it coming through the sheet.
He's being polite. He doesn't like it.
No. It's not that I don't even not like it.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Oh no,
You're playing
that's
the
fair
Hulk.
enough.
That I think is fantastic in the sequel. They get playing the Hulk. What's his name? Banner, the other guy.
I'm not playing the Hulk.
It says right here that you're
He's
playing.
not
Oh, you're
playing
playing the. You're playing.
No, I'm not playing anybody in that movie.
What happened? It says here in our one sheet, David is set to become the new.
I don't know.
He's under heavy negotiation.
No.
I'm teasing, of course.
I've never. Nobody's ever contacted me about being the Hulk.
That's hysterical. You know somebody is going to be shot now for putting that in there.
No, but I've been asked that before about that.
Really?
We have the worst one sheet.
That's why I rip it up before it gets here.
Hawkeye Pierce. Is that correct? Who makes these things?
What an ass!
This is all. But it says here it's in like a bold. David is set to become the new one.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
I don't know.
Have them shot. Now, okay, I'm going to ask something off the sheet.
Yeah.
X-Files movie. Another one?
Yeah, in the works.
Okay, that was accurate.
In the works.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's something a lot of people want to see.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Because if not, we're going to look really.
Then that'll look silly. Any plot line there? Has anything been written yet?
No. I don't know.
Will it take off from the end or
I
the
don't
last thing? You're going to have hook scars in your mouth?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You're not giving.
No,
out
actually,
any
I don't know.
You just don't.
Honestly, I don't know.
We keep thinking we're catching him lying, but he's like, I have no idea.
He doesn't know.
All right, he's going to be all right. I don't know.
Shine the light in his eyes. Let's make sure.
Wait, it says here too, and this is the one sheet. I'm sure this is completely incorrect. But it said that being an African American, you found it said that you uses dye to color your right eye and keep your pupil dilated because you had an injury in high school. Is that true?
That's true.
Oh, really?
He played basketball.
So yeah.
Okay, so what is that? How do you dye it? Is that?
I don't dye it. No, I dilate it.
Dilated.
Okay.
What a bunch of idiots.
Here's what it says. David uses dye to color his right eye and to keep his pupil dilated.
I gotta hit somebody.
Wait, who said
wrote that?
Who?
Well, because when you're trying to make your eyes look the same, you want to color one differently.
Dye one? Who dyes their eyes?
Like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
All right, we got Sam.
You are as dumb as they come.
Sam, is that you?
I wrote it based on information given to me by Roland.
Passing the buck.
All right, get him in here.
Our staff passes the buck better than anybody.
And I'm also hearing Roland came up with the whole Incredible Hulk thing.
Yeah.
Roland, wait till you hear.
He's only the guy that books the guest.
I like Roland.
Wait till you see the lack of any communication skills he has whatsoever.
I told Roland. I know.
On the phone, it's okay. In person, when he gets a mic in front of him, he loses
really?
it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Roland. There's no joke, by the way. Go ahead, Roland.
Hulk premiering.
Explain yourself.
The Hulk was I put is rumored.
Really? It says here David is set.
Yeah.
Set and rumored.
I apologize.
It's a little different.
Rumored started with an R. That's my error.
No, the email I sent it said rumored.
The what?
It said rumored.
The what you sent?
The email to Sam it says rumored to be.
Okay, so rumored, and then you took rumored and said that's too long to put on the sheet.
So set.
He's looking for the email right now. Look at him.
Oh yeah, look at him scrambling.
Of course.
He's scrambling.
Hey, and the TV set, have you seen it, Roland?
Yeah, I loved it.
So why didn't you give us an advance copy so we could maybe comment about it?
I did give a copy to Anthony.
Wow.
What?
Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
I stand corrected. Roland, could you read this?
Damn it!
Please?
I think I was watching the Lost box set.
Hold
on.
I am an ass.
Well, watch it. You'll really like it.
I will.
Really, really funny.
Roland has to correct everybody.
This is IMDb's
What did you say about
mislabeling. I forgot to paste the caption on top. This is rumored.
No.
So you didn't put rumored in?
I am an ass.
See, we're not that dumb, David. It's someone else that's dumb. Not us.
What about the dye color is right eye?
Dilate and dye.
What about the Easter egg eyeball?
Yeah, Easter egg eyeball.
In the springtime at my house, I like to pop my eye out and hide it in the backyard.
He'll hide it in a slipper, and the kids will find it.
Yeah, how did that come about?
No,
how does one dye their eyeball?
It's a dilated though. I sent dilated. I sent dilated.
You sent dilated. What
Sam,
happened?
we might have to blame
He's
Sam.
Scrolling through that.
It says
BlackBerry.
It says on the sheet that he uses dye to color his eye and to keep his pupil dilated. Do you think I just added in out of nowhere?
Yes.
No.
All right. Oh, now there's another email.
God, you can't get away with anything.
You know what?
No.
Once again, I apologize to Roland. I apologize to Roland. Roland, please, can you correct us? This is the email you sent, and we are incorrect.
Again, I blame IMDb.
IMDb.
Yeah, IMDb, I am dumb bastard.
Yeah.
Again, I am ass.
All right. Someone on Instant Feedback is saying this might be the worst interview of all time. David should just slap the ass out of all three of you.
We
Now,
like David.
Roland, the TV set.
It's funny.
Why is it funny? Sell it for David Duchovny,
please.
Because if you see it, that's how the way sort of like Hollywood works for a TV show from the ground.
But Roland, if you had no interest in television, would it still be funny?
Yes, it would be funny. It's great comedy, great acting.
So you wouldn't say it's an inside movie. You'd say it's a movie for everybody.
Bring the kids, bring the family.
And Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver's in it, Roland?
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver. She was really good.
Yeah.
What did you like about it?
And the guy from Fantastic Four, Eon.
Well, Yoan. He's got a lot of vowels in his name. When we were shooting the film, Jake said, this is the geeks are going to go crazy for this movie because we got Mulder, Ripley, and Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's true.
In the same film.
We're hearing you got to get to Regis and Kelly. I'm sure they're going to be well more prepared than we.
Is Regis back, or is he still my heart? I can't take it anymore. I'm missing Duchovny.
I don't think
I love him. He's so agitated at everything. I can't believe I won the lotto.
That makes me laugh every time when Regis gets angry.
Oh. And he's guy with technology. I love watching him because they bring out a computer. What's this confounded machine, Gelman? How does it work? What do I do with it? I can't even turn it on. What's with the internet? He knows nothing about anything that was made after like the 50s.
Yeah, he's got a wooden tennis racket.
A wooden tennis racket. I hop in my Edsel and go home.
All right, he's got to get out of here.
Everything we have, everything
David Duchovny.
Do me a favor. Watch the movie. Talk about it some more when you've seen it.
We
absolutely will.
Even if you hate it, you can say that, but I know you won't.
No, we'll see it.
It's called The TV Set with David Duchovny.
And if David Duchovny thinks he's slipping out of here before I get a picture with David Duchovny, it's over, Johnny.
All right, we better take a break. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's Opie and Anthony.
All right.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
I just got wowed. I got wowed. Hot damn, I just got wowed. Oh, thank God for Opie and Anthony. Thank you, Opie and Anthony.
Get a wow sticker, get flashed, get happy. Details on it. God forbid we mention a website.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The virus is spreading. You're infected. Opie and Anthony!
All right, let's stop the show for a second here. You're listening to Opie and Anthony, and acknowledge
how to skid to a stop.
And acknowledge how bad that interview was.
What? That was a great, fun interview with David Duchovny. It just didn't go in the normal interview format.
I got excited and said, "Oh, Justin Bateman! I love Justin Bateman.
He's great and everything." And then you stress it. He's great and everything.
He's great and everything.
And he rolls his eyes like, "Where the hell am I?"
Justine Bateman.
I'm married to Justine.
So
Jason.
You dye your eyeballs? No. You're going to be the new Hulk? No, I'm not.
By the way, it's Jason Bateman. I know. I said Justin.
Yeah, Jason Bateman. Justine Bateman is Justin Bateman.
I got all excited, like, oh, Justin Bateman, because I looked down really.
And as you said it, because I read that before, I'm like, oh no.
I looked down really fast. I'm like, is Justin Bateman's in this movie? I got to see it now because I like what Justin Bateman does. No,
there is no Justin Bateman.
It's
some
Jason
guy
Bateman.
from Schenectady.
Right. It's his sister there, Justine, and the company's married to her in the movie.
He was very cool about it, though. He just knew he was talking to a group of asses.
Oh, yeah.
He was hilarious, though. And then, what else did you guys say?
I said the Hulk thing and then dyeing the eye. Like, here's an interesting tidbit I found out, which was not a tidbit. It was just a boob who read the internet.
Yeah. And then the whole thing with the Hulk. So you're set to play. You're going to be playing the Hulk. No,
not.
But it says here you're set to play. No, haven't even talked to anyone. It's a rumor that's going around.
And you keep thinking you're catching a lion. Come on, you've seen Law. He didn't like it. No, I've just never seen it.
Oh, wait a
never
minute.
saw it.
It's Patrick Bateman. Yeah,
Jason.
Patrick Bateman is that fun-loving guy.
Yeah.
No, you had the J right.
Yeah, all right.
The color is bone.
That's good enough, right?
And by the way, his movie comes out. We should mention that. I don't think the date was on. Why would it be on the one sheet? None of the other information was pertinent. It comes out.
Dude, you know what? I didn't even know it was a movie. I thought it was a TV show.
So tell us about your new TV show.
I think I even
That's
said
the title of the movie.
Well, it's one long season. It's an hour and a half, and it's in theaters.
Because it says what the movie's the TV set.
TV set it's called.
I swear to God, I thought he was promoting a TV show called The TV Set. I had no idea.
It is, I believe, out now in limited release, and April 20th it comes out.
In all fairness, though, I got an email yesterday, and I was a little pissed off last night. It came to our attention that we approved having him in September 06.
Yeah.
We had some kind of meeting in September 06.
Beginning of September,
October,
they had a
November,
meeting.
December, January, February, March. We're talking, what, 7 months ago?
Said, do you guys want David Duchovny? And at that point, especially, we were looking for good guests.
Yeah.
Like guests with names.
Yeah.
And we said, yeah, we want David Duchovny. And then they told us yesterday that he was coming in today. Because we said yes 6 months ago.
And it was late last night when we were all getting ready for our nappies, our long nappies.
Now, I say thank God it was David Duchovny because I'm a huge fan of the X-Files.
Yeah.
I think he's a very funny guy. I've seen him in other interviews.
Sure.
And the guy has a natural sense of humor. He doesn't need, like, other people around to kind of bring the funny out of him. He's a funny guy. So I wasn't that worried about it. But just the thought that you booked someone 6 months ago and then they tell you the night before, hey, by the way, he's coming in tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll have all the info you need. The Hulk, the dyed eyeball,
the X-Men movie.
The X-Men, Justin Bateman.
And the gay marriage plot. We're usually prepared. We know ahead of time. We try to do a little research. But, man, this one took us by surprise.
Got to give credit to David Duchovny. He rolled with it. He had a blast with it.
When we're
that was fun.
When we're prepared, the mics don't work.
Yeah.
When the mics work fine, we have no idea what we're talking about. It's one thing's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And thank you, Take the Wick from FBA.com. Yes, Jason Bateman in Arrested Development. I loved that show. And, yes, it was very, very underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Grab the box set, man. It's a hilarious, hilarious show. And we got this
Hilarious people! I never saw it.
Patrick in Richmond. Hey, Hope, I can't believe all of the news about Dan Imus. Hey, do we have time to wrap
Actually,
up?
Dawn Imus. It would have been Dawn Imus.
I am dumb bastard, huh? Come on.
I know, come on.
And I've been going over making sure I get the letters in the right order.
I like it because it's funny because am is spelled with an A, but the M still worked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think we have time to go over
Hilarious people! Hilarious!
Whoopi on CNN talking about Imus last night. Now, we had it out with Whoopi on our show because she thinks that he should be fired, I guess, right?
Yep.
She was saying she wouldn't commit to saying he should be fired, but she was saying as much as Trent Lott got fired, and which is a totally different thing. But I couldn't even jump in to say it. She's talking about politicians who have some accountability. They're supposed to represent the masses, which is everybody. It's a serious thing, not a comedy show. Host on a radio program.
They affect people's lives, politicians, because they make policy decisions.
Yeah.
There was a different level of accountability because they're the guys who make decisions which would govern our lives.
Right.
And if you got the moniker Shock Jock, then you know what? Hands off. This isn't NPR. This isn't network news. We're just dopey morning radio shows trying to entertain people.
We should never be held up to the same standards as news people and politicians. It's just, and I think this is some archaic carryover from the old Edward R. Murrow days, where they used to come in with the suit and tie, and they needed this air of respect, and they had to be people that you could trust, because they were giving you the news. It wasn't like when Uncle Milty got on the radio and did his show, people aren't looking at him for news.
Right.
He could do what he wanted and be funny because he wasn't held up to the same standard as Edward R. Murrow.
Yeah.
Why did that go away? How come you can't be a comedian on the radio and be funny without people looking at it like it's some serious thing that you're putting out there?
I think we all need to look at a morning show like you would look at a movie.
A movie or a TV
show.
Right.
Maybe a rap song.
Yeah.
Maybe a rock song. Same thing.
We're injecting our personalities into who we are on the radio. but I'll be honest with you. It's not a 100% accurate portrayal of who I am because I'm leaving some stuff out.
Yeah, I got to tell you,
I don't come on the air and put 100% of who I am on this program. Because, first of all, some of it's boring. Some of it's...
racist. What?
What? Extremely racist. Some of it... No, I'm teasing, of course. Not really extremely. It's just...
When compared to who?
When compared to, I don't know, old A.H. No, there are some parts of your life that you don't bring into it because it's just not... It doesn't fit. But you're not playing a complete character. It's almost like Seinfeld. On the Seinfeld show, that was part of Jerry Seinfeld's character. His name on the show is Jerry Seinfeld. It wasn't an accurate portrayal of who Jerry Seinfeld was, but there was a lot of his personality in the character. So when he did certain things on that show, did the Jerry Seinfeld that lives his life every day have to pay for it?
Yeah.
No, because people understood that that's a different... thing than your real life.
It's weird. There's people out there that think we should have some kind of responsibility. There's rules that we have to follow, FCC regulations, and besides that, anything should be able to go.
We're not held to the same standards as Walter Cronkite was. It's ridiculous to think a comedy show, just because it's on the radio, has to be held to these standards.
We are losers in life.
Thank you.
We realized a long time ago that we could get on a radio station and in my case, spin records for many years and then move into a talk show format.
And
we didn't want real jobs.
I didn't have to work anymore.
We didn't want real jobs. We didn't want responsibilities. None of that.
Yeah.
We wanted to entertain and make people laugh, and to hold Imus to these crazy standards is completely ridiculous. Especially the fact of which we've said many, many times, there was no hate in his voice whatsoever. And and this might shock some people. You should even be able to have a little hate in your voice on the radio.
That's why speech is protected. It's because of things that offend and upset people. Why would you need freedom of speech if everyone agreed and loved what you were talking about? You wouldn't need it because no one would care.
You have the freedom to say awful things in America.
Right.
Last time I looked.
And why does civil libertarians always go after guys like Bush? They always go after conservatives. Why are civil libertarians not screaming that this is protected speech? Why is the ACLU and all these people not jumping up and at least vocalizing the fact that as unpleasant as it is, he has the right to say it?
He has the right to say it.
The ACLU probably would defend him, but this is a case where a guy said something. We all know why. I don't want to reiterate the whole thing. We know why he did it. The black community is using him as a catalyst about other things that they're angry about. So this phony rage directed at Imus should be directed where it's the root of the problem is.
Yeah.
Not Imus, not an old white guy who physically represents what you don't like.
Imus is Reginald Denny's head. Right now, he's representing. It's not the actual thing. Yeah. It's just something you want to smash a brick into if you're black.
Perhaps a toilet.
Toilet.
And by the way,
do a little dance.
Starting tomorrow, Imus will be raising millions of dollars for sick kids.
Stupid Reginald Denny. Hit the gas, you idiot.
Of course. He stops. He goes, "You guys need anything?" There's 30 guys in the truck.
Need a hand?
It slows down.
Put a toilet over my head.
What is this?
Funny joke. Marshall Warfield years ago said about Reginald Denny, they beat his ass. I would say they hit him with everything but the kitchen sink, but I'm butchering her great joke.
Yeah, well, that's very good. Yeah, but let's not forget, Imus is going to be raising millions of dollars for sick kids starting
which
tomorrow.
He's been doing for years. He's not just doing this.
What a scumbag.
That's why Al Roker's a douche and the rest of them. Imus has done so much more with his career than stupid fat Al Roker.
Yeah, what have you done, Al, besides not be able to control your eating and hide under an umbrella for a cheesy morning show?
Gonna be a sprinkle out today.
Yeah.
Bring your galoshes.
You dope.
Let's put the two careers side by side and see who's done better with their careers and has helped people.
This is Al Roker, by the way, is I think he's plagued his whole life with being a black guy who doesn't come off with any street cred with his constituency, with his the community, the black community. So this was his chance to get a little bit of street cred, to jump on an easy target that everyone else is jumping on and saying, look, my brothers, I'm with you. I'm not just, the black guy that smiles and laughs at the two white hosts that I have to work with and gets criticized probably relentlessly about his act on that show. So this was his chance to go, hey, look what I'm doing. I'm standing up. I'm one of you guys.
Finally a chance to be poignant, you phony, and you take it on a guy and you know what he meant. You spent your whole stupid career not being able to control your eating. I'm hungry, I can't stop myself. Where's my umbrella? That's what you do. You're a Hummel. You're a fat Hummel. You should be on my grandmother's mantle. Just a little fat guy holding an umbrella. Oh, with your little hand out. Oh, drop of rain. It's raining, I'm in an umbrella.
What did Anthony say yesterday, too? Before he got his stomach stapled, even the umbrella couldn't keep from his waist getting wet.
Yeah. His big umbrella, and still his belt got wet. Because it's just a little bigger than the diameter of his stupid umbrella.
That's a great line. Hey, you guys want to end the show with
what, asthma?
Yes.
What are we ending it with?
Just to make people go, oh my? We're going to give people an oh my.
As long as we're allowed to come back here tomorrow and do a show.
Well, they're going to look at their radios and go, oh my.
Oh my.
Here's your oh my of the day.
I see nigger brown on here. Like it says right here, nigger brown. I thought maybe they spelled it wrong. That's the first thing that came in my mind.
It's a pretty hard word to misspell. Doris Moore's daughter found it on a label on her new couch.
I was in the kitchen when they were delivering it. After they left, my daughter came to the kitchen to me and she told me, Mommy, what's nigger brown?
I didn't even know what that word was, and I didn't even heard of the word.
Doris called the furniture store where she bought the couch several times, but she didn't get any answers. So City News went in to talk to the manager.
Do you see anything wrong with it?
I told the supplier, get them this sofa out, and I don't like this kind of thing.
Oh, boy.
I didn't catch that story. It did sound like they were talking about a new Tarantino film.
No, that's Jackie Brown.
That was Jackie Brown.
That was a few years back. Yeah, apparently there was a couch with a tag on it, and the color on the tag was offensive.
Yeah, nigger brown. It was, and I've seen a photo of it, and it was not just there.
Yeah.
It was somewhere else, and this little kid found it. And asked her mother, what is this? That was actually the color.
Did they get to the bottom of where that came from?
I don't know.
Well, the reporter tries. Let's see what happens here.
So I'm going to call the supplier to see if he's still selling this product.
I'm just a trader. I bring from China, and I sell to the stores.
But are you going to stop selling them?
Yes, definitely.
Back at the Moore house, this whole thing has been a first-hand lesson in racism for 7-year-old Olivia.
It teaches me that word is a bad word.
Even though the product was made in China, Doris plans on lodging a formal complaint with the Ontario Human Rights Commission.
Oh, those wacky Chinese.
Those Chinese are crazy.
Boy.
Made in China. Don't buy your couches made in China.
You think they're just sitting there like, watch this, watch this. Watch what we said to America.
We're going over to XM now.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Can I warn myself one more time?
Yes.
HBO special, 1 hour, being shot in Washington, D.C. It's why I canceled the Improv.
What?
June 2nd. Saturday, June 2nd. 2 shows at the Lincoln Theater, a 1 hour HBO special. I wanted to do it in D.C., and I am doing it in D.C. For tickets, just put your name, email address, and which show you want to attend to Jim Norton at BroadwayVideo.com. These are free tickets, and these will be sold-out shows, so please respond quickly. I cannot wait to do this.
And he's hilarious!
People!
Hilarious!
And it's all different than my half-hour special.
Yeah.
Hopefully the boys will be there for that.
That's why Jimmy hasn't been on the show the last few months. He's missed a lot of days because he's been working on that hour.
I've been working on my hour.
It's going to be a killer hour. Guys, thank you so much. You never know when the last day of the Opie and Anthony show is. I assume we'll be back tomorrow, and I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's just the times we live in these days, unfortunately. So,
by the way, from 1955.
Holy crap. We'll see you at XM.
I will. Do you? With Mount Wednesday.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
All right, ladies and germs, I'm going to be in Seattle. My first time ever, April 27th and 28th at Giggles. 206-526-JOKE. 206-526-JOKE. April 27th and 28th, Giggles in Seattle.
Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Freeze frame.
No.
We're going to try to play that the rest of the week.
Why don't we try...
Anyway, welcome to XM Satellite Radio. Just want to throw a fact out there to start the radio show, Anthony.
Yeah.
We officially have lost over half our audience, and we are still talking to more people than Howard Stern.
Howie.
Thank you. And we're better looking. Thank you. And we're more hilarious. Hilarious people. Hilarious.
New Orleans has the highest per capita murder rate.
Yeah.
Congratulations, New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Good job, well done.
I thought it was going to be Greenwich, Connecticut this year.
Yeah, or maybe
Gotta be
Beverly
close
Hills.
second. Yeah, probably third.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
There's Mayor Nagin. What a dipshit.
Hey.
He is a dipshit.
Why is he a dipshit?
Because the guy's a panicky Pete. He didn't know what to do. Disaster hit his city, and he had no clue.
Hey, we got a one-man audience today. Cromwell. Hello, Cromwell.
It's Cromwell.
He's the only one that made the walk today. So you better laugh for a lot of people today, Cromwell. We're all counting on you.
All right, Cromwell.
How do I know his name? I saw him outside. I went, that's Cromwell.
Plus, you see his little picture.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Cromwell.
Hey.
Yeah, at least you didn't take pictures of us today. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No pictures.
I do believe you probably have 100 of each of us.
Perhaps more than that.
Probably more of Jimmy. Let's be honest. Whatever.
Cromwell.
Hello, Cromwell.
What's your name?
Yeah, that's my message board name.
Yeah, it's a message board name.
You bash me on the board?
No,
never.
No.
Hi, Cromwell.
Not
How are you?
Cromwell.
What's up, Jimmy?
Cromwell's a good egg on the board.
Okay. Welcome
Absolutely.
aboard, Cromwell.
Thanks,
Sit
Jimmy.
down, Cromwell.
Cromwell's delicious mystery appetizer.
Cromwell, people. Welcome to the show, Cromwell.
We got someone that disagrees with us?
No, we don't.
No. How could that be possible?
Bullshit.
There ain't even a way anyone
Well, first
could
we'll
disagree.
take our only call from Canada. We take one a day, so Lisa from Toronto better make it good. Lisa.
Yes.
Welcome aboard.
What's up, Lisa?
Thanks very much. It's Lisa Starr here in Toronto. Just
Hi,
wanted to tell you
Lisa.
guys.
Hey, Lisa, is it snowing up there?
No, but it's going to have a big giant rainstorm today, apparently.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be sunny again.
Yeah.
Well, we're not from Florida, no. What's wrong with you guys?
What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. I just want to tell you that you guys have never been more repulsed and delighted by a couple of men in my whole life. I think you've changed my whole attitude towards
those people?
just generally the public and
Blacks.
politically correct bullshit.
Yes, we're working on the entire country up there of yours.
Hey, Lisa.
I'll stop calling people retarded and all those other things when people start arguing about nothing.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
Why the Chinese in Toronto? I've been in Toronto a few times.
Yeah.
I need to understand why the Chinese love Toronto.
False advertising at the strip club, too. You walk by, you see the big posters of the hot American girls, and then you walk in the club, and what's dancing in there, it looks like fucking scene out of Apocalypse.
Where are you going? Because everywhere I go, we have the best time at the strip clubs. You must be going to, the worst places. Because we go, pretty much every week.
Yeah.
And there's some hot little pieces of numbers that happen.
Can I tell you something? Very few Canadian vaginas have smelled nice. I've only hooked up with a few Canadian girls, and a couple of them have been very good. But most of the 80% of the Canadian pussy that I've smelled has been awful. I don't know how to phrase. No disrespect, but it has smelled like fucking sauerkraut in a cadaver mouth.
Dude, where are you going?
No, see.
I know the pussy too, and I'm like, I don't know.
Language, please.
You know?
We don't.
Let me talk Canada to Lisa. Lisa, when I go to the Canadian Ballet, when I used to live in Buffalo,
the Canadian Ballet,
you would see the young American women stripping right over the border. But when you get up into Toronto, it was all about the Asians.
You gotta go to the rail. You gotta go to the rail, or For Your Eyes Only. It's all Russians.
Oh, fuck the Russian strippers.
Russians, yes, very good. Make the sexy for you, the sexy dance for the money. Where is the money? You give to me the money, I make the sexy dance.
They make sexy time for you, yes.
Yeah, we don't like Russian strippers.
Okay, well, I don't know what else. Other than those white girls, but there's some really good places to go. I always go. One of my girlfriends works in one of the places, and we always go hang out with her and pretty much do our own little wow show.
All right. Thank you. Hey, who are you rooting for in the playoffs there?
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Really, to tell you the truth, I'm not a hockey fan. I'm a baseball fan, and I'm always a Giants fan. Everybody knows I'm a traitor.
A Giants fan?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was from the West Coast. What else can I say?
Hey, this was a very good call from Canada.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Yay!
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Jimmy's laughing.
Woody Allen is a fucking genius.
What did Woody say?
There was some kind of a tribute to Diane Keaton. It says, Woody gives a funny little Valentine to Hall of Fame performer. They dated for years. He put her in 7 of his pictures, but Monday night at the Film Society of Lincoln Center tribute to her, Woody Allen said Diane Keaton isn't much to look at. And he said she's not beautiful in the conventional sense. He said, by conventional sense, I mean pleasing to the eye.
And could the news people stop asking Diane Keaton when she's going to settle down and get married?
Oh.
You haven't figured that one out yet, news people?
We can speculate, can't we?
Kind of like Liberace on talk shows. Oh, when are you going to settle down and get married?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for the right person.
I don't know, he's gay.
Remember that?
Well, Merv, I'm just waiting for the right person to come along. Someone with a cock.
The right gal.
We interrupt this program.
Oh, my God. Why now? We're in the middle of a riff. Who saw this coming? Jay in Alabama. What's up, Jay?
I got a midget sighting.
All right, Jay.
Love you guys.
All right, Jimmy. Jesus. I know it's hilarious. Hilarious.
Yep.
It was a Schwoogie cop pulled me over, and I drive a little Honda Civic.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, that's why you got pulled over, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going 47 and a 35.
You got to leave that car to the Hispanics. What are you doing?
Yeah. But
Love their little Honda.
I was drinking a Coke and rolled down the window to give him my driver's license and looked over at him and had to look down at him. He was a little bitty guy.
You got pulled over by a little bitty cop?
There ain't no midget cops.
I think there's a height requirement.
I swear to God.
They're in Alabama?
In Alabama.
You got to at least look like you're getting somewhere when you run, so I don't think he's a cop.
Yeah, how's he going to chase people?
Well,
Hey, come back, you. Stop in the name of the law.
I'll shoot you in the back of the knee.
I'll see his gun is dragging on the street as he's running.
Hit you with his stick. It's a little township. I don't think he's full-time. But he wrote me a ticket. I had to turn you guys down because I was scared to death.
Oh, you were afraid we might say something bad?
I knew you would.
Well, the perpetrator, I pulled him over. Noticed he was driving erratically.
Well,
steps up on your little. Did he have to step up on the little part of the door?
No.
To say hi to you?
But he had to reach up to get over the edge of it, and his little big-headed guy and his little stubby fingers, grabbed my driver's license.
Right.
But
see, we're not really feeling this midget sighting because we don't think it's possible to be a midget cop.
He's lying. If you could be a midget cop, there's probably some kind of requirement. There's a height requirement.
Yeah, what county was this in?
It's in Lauderdale County. Lauderdale County is a little township called Hillsboro, Alabama.
Hillsboro,
Alabama.
All right,
it's a little
Alabama. We're gonna take you to task on your midget sighting today. We're gonna see if you're telling the truth. He
tasks me.
Well,
all right, Jay.
I am.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, back at the show,
faggot.
Fucking.
What?
It's embarrassing that I would consider myself in the same business as Woody Allen. How fucking funny is that?
That is hysterical.
By conventional, I mean pleasing to the eye.
Pleasing to the eye. And you can completely picture him saying that.
He's fucking brilliant, man. Yeah. He is fucking brilliant.
That daughter fucker is funny.
Oh, my God. And he gets good taste in chicks, so you gotta, why not? Get a little Asian. Who doesn't like him?
Let's say hi to D. D?
Hi.
Hello. Hey, D.
What's up?
You want to play Slave Girl?
No, not this morning.
No.
All right, so look, I have a question for you. I listen to you guys every day.
Indeed.
For a few years.
Oh, Raj, I'm telling Mama.
Shut up, listen.
I like D.
Okay.
Yes.
I am a 32-year-old black woman in the South. Tennessee, but I have no idea what a swiggy is.
Doobie Brothers. Those people don't listen to the Doobie Brothers.
Yep.
All right, D.
Hey, you remember when the Givens kids were there? A bubbling brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Something Harlem treat.
Bubbling brown sugar.
My favorite was when
when
Mabel King left and they had a party and they sang the song, "We're having a party."
Yep.
While Mama's away. It could be the greatest song ever sung on television.
We find these?
Let's hope so.
What's happening songs?
Jenny.
Not that
well, this
one.
Is the theme.
One, you what's happening, hack.
This is the theme song where it looked like Rerun was having a heart attack chasing the truck. Because they were trying to ditch him.
Yeah, he was laughing.
Yeah,
and Raj was doing the only thing he did until Malcolm X, where he fucking...
I have to get like a whole lot of stuff out of my phone.
Oh.
Brother Minister, they wanted me to plant explosives in your car.
You made us think of what's happening. We love that show, girl.
Sure we do. And Mabel King, who I like in The Jerk, when Steve Martin's like, I'm going to stay this color, and she's like, I'd love you if you were the color of a baboon's ass.
All right, D, let's go before we lose her. She's got a good question for us. D, go ahead.
Yes, I do. I'm a 32-year-old black woman in the South, and I have no idea what a swiggy is.
Yes, you do.
Oh, damn.
No, I don't.
You don't know you do.
No,
well, it's some kind of...
We honestly don't know. Where it comes from, and the faithful listeners know, but we'll say it really quick. When we were in Boston, we got in a lot of trouble. And for something, I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, whatever it was, we were always in trouble.
And then we put out a CD, and we wanted to give money to a charity, and every charity said no to us because it was dirty, dirty money coming from us. Yeah. Even though we were trying to help, we tried to help the Jimmy Fund. Matter of fact, that was the one we wanted, which is helping kids with cancer. But they said no, keep your money. We'd rather see kids die than take your money. Or at least that's how I perceived it. Yeah. And then finally, after everyone said no, it ended up becoming the Minority Homeless Vets of America or something like that. Yeah. So basically, black dudes that were in Vietnam. We were helping out with our CD. And Bruce Mittman came in with a giant check because he was going to have a photo op. And I swear to God...
Bruce Mittman was our general manager. He was a little short Jewish guy.
And he liked just playing golf and smoking pot with young hot chicks that used to listen to WAAF.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about that because he thinks he knows when we're sounding good and when we're not sounding good.
Right.
But how would he ever have enough time to listen to us when he's trying to get high with young, hot broads backstage at the shows? But maybe I didn't see that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm babbling. So Bruce comes in. We're trying to do our show. He's got the giant check, and he's off to do a photo op because he was all about getting his midget little body in the paper. And he goes, because of you guys, What was the exact line, though? Because I don't want to ruin this.
Because of you guys, I had to spend my afternoon, instead of golfing, giving this check to a bunch of schwoogies.
So apparently, his word for black gentleman was schwoogie, and I don't know if it's some Yiddish thing. I don't know if
we have no idea if it's a real word, but
a word that Jewish people use. I don't know.
We adopted that word that day. We took it as our own. All right.
Well, I thanks very much. Love you guys, and I wish they'd leave Don Imus the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
As a black woman, are you into Reverend Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson? What's your thought on those two?
No, not at all, because I think that it is not good for anybody to be one-sided. It's not that simple. You can't get ahead in life and don't think about yourself, your class, your race. You can't do it.
Yeah.
It don't.
Makes sense, even though our phone's crapping out.
That sounded like it made sense. All right, D, thank you.
Goodbye, D.
All right. We got Paul in New York. Paul?
Hey there, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, dumb kid.
I'm claiming floozy for the white people.
Yeah, if the blacks have hoe, we want floozy.
Floozy, yeah.
Floozy. We definitely want broad. We want chick, even though the Wayman brothers try to take chick away from us with the Hot Chicks movie. But I think chick is a white term.
Chick.
Broad. Dame. What was the other one, Ant? You had a good one. There was another one in there.
Damn it.
Broad,
chick, dame.
All right.
Toots. We want toots.
And we also want floozy.
Floozies.
That one is ours.
Gal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gal, I guess.
Gal. You're never going to see a rap song with gal in it.
Yo, I was with my niggas and I saw that gal.
That gal.
Hey, we got Eric.
Ugh.
Eric.
Yeah. Oh, boys, how's it going?
What's up, Eric?
Hey, man, listener, man, and I'm really digging what you guys are doing. Little Jimmy Norton is fucking hilarious.
Thank you,
Love
mister.
Jimmy.
And Anthony, gotta ask you, man, these voices, this Don Imus, man, you should quit doing that because, man, you really sound like that guy, man. I mean, it's like incredible. And I mean, I was fooled for about 2 seconds, my damn self, you know.
Why are you crediting Anthony with my voice?
Hey, Jimmy.
I do. That's the only impression I do.
Accolades.
Hey, can we call shows today as Imus?
I was thinking of maybe doing that.
Who's broadcasting right now? Who will believe this?
So we got Don Imus who wants to clear his name. Here's what we do.
Here, find out. Someone help us out. Who's broadcasting right now?
It has to be after 10 when he's off the air, from 10 to 11.
All right.
And get a black station in New York where Imus has been. Any black station, and say Imus wants to call whatever.
Yeah.
Imus
And
wants to talk about what he wants to say to the basketball team.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be in a private location, but he wants to, let the people know where he stands with that.
Ow. And you should call.
And then no, because he wouldn't call himself, would he?
Oh yeah.
Like I'm the producer. Just say I'm the producer or something like that. Try to get it. And then what I'll do is I'll actually make a real good valid point and then hang up.
Yeah. We better not let Anthony do it because he might mess it up.
Yeah, all I'll do is give a good phone call.
I say we call.
Yeah.
I say we call CNN.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not happy about all the take they have on this whole thing, and then he wants to. And I want to clear my name.
I need to clear my name.
All right, Eric. Thank you. So you like the show?
Punching out, boy.
All right, Eric from Atlanta. All right. Whoopi. We had Whoopi on our show.
Whoopi.
It's amazing that she's gonna blow off the fact that Imus is a comedian.
Well,
she's gonna go with the black-white thing.
But she was involved in something similar, man. Come on.
Yep. Well, that's what we're gonna get into. I'm looking for the Whoopi call from you. Okay, so Whoopi. We had it out with Whoopi yesterday, and then last night she was on CNN.
Do you think a 2-week suspension is enough for Don Imus?
I know we'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, he's going to luck out, isn't he, really?
How do you mean?
Well, when Rush Limbaugh said something untoward on the television when he was a sportscaster,
on ESPN,
he was gone. The other sportscaster who cast aspersions on the Spanish player, said he was concerned his wallet might not be there. He was gone. Jimmy the Greek, he was gone. So if all Don Imus gets is 2 weeks, I think he's getting off rather well, because everyone else, including Trent Lott, got busted down for saying stuff.
Well,
comic, you idiot.
But you know who didn't get in trouble for saying stuff? Dave Chappelle. And every white comedians. So why are you putting him in the class with people who are sportscasters who went outside of... Sportscasters are not supposed to make racial jokes.
No.
They're sportcasters.
Comedians and comedy radio personalities are supposed to make racial jokes.
They're supposed to involve humor, yes. That would be like if Brian Williams of NBC Nightly News made a racial joke, he'd be fired. Why? Because he's a news anchor.
Yeah.
Sportscasters... That is outside what they're supposed to do, and they know that.
If Jay Leno, during his monologue, made a racial joke, he wouldn't get fired.
He did make a racial joke. It was a brilliant racial joke.
Because he's a comedian hosting a show where he gets up there and does a comedy monologue.
Isn't it amazing that Whoopi doesn't see it this way?
No one sees the context of this.
Another phony outrage by the black community. That was just Whoopi being phony about how angry she is. And where is all of this focus on rap? If you want to go after somebody who has influence in the black community, don't just give your bullshit summits or your stupid lip service. We encourage our community to not buy rap lyrics. Fight to have them unemployed the way you're doing with Imus.
Yep.
All right, with that said, she goes on.
It's kind of funny to me that people are shocked and surprised that people are calling really for Imus's head, but the precedent has been set that there is a certain standard with broadcasting. Now, if you're on a stage and you're doing a routine, you have a lot...
We say there should be no difference!
Why is that difference?
Why?
In a freedom of speech issue, with being an entertainer, why would you, in a convenient place where you perform, expect a certain freedom and certain license that others don't have? How about as a musician?
Yeah.
You have it there? An author, a poet?
Right.
Everyone has it but broadcasters?
Yeah, where are the places you have freedom of speech and where are the places you don't?
As an actor you do. As a comedian on stage you do. As a singer you do. As a writer you do. In a play you do. But not as a broadcaster. I don't get it.
Yeah, on the radio, no.
With that, we say hi to Jay Moore!
Hiya, boys.
Holy
Oh, my God, I'm bowing to the microphone.
It's fucking Jay Moore.
Oh, my God, Jay Moore.
Hi, Jay.
You're telling me that Don Imus says these girls are nappy-headed hoes. That's your story. You're sticking to it. That's what you're telling me. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and trick. I can't be faded. I'm a nigga from the motherfucking streets.
Somehow it doesn't sound very authentic coming out of you, Jay.
Well, I'm
Who
a
sang
nigga
that?
from the motherfucking streets, y'all.
I hear you.
Yeah, who sang that little ditty?
That would be Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
I like Busta Rhymes albums because he actually rhymes nigger with nigger.
Who doesn't?
Hey,
I wanted to congratulate you boys with that fucking smashing overhand right to Whoopi's eyebrowless face yesterday.
Yeah, eyebrowless.
Fucking hypocrite. What a fucking eye-bang, average-looking white guy's hypocrite. She bangs more average-looking white guys than Paul Mooney. I am on fire today.
Oh, my God, look at Jay. Comes fucking busting into the joint with both guns blazing.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I've had it!
Hey, congratulations on the custody thing yesterday.
Oh, you saw me?
The Larry Burkhead thing.
No, I don't know. I'm with you.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't tell you how many people go, God, am I the only one? Doesn't it look just like Jay Moore?
He looked like me with a touch of Down syndrome.
Yeah, just a touch.
How about when Charles Barkley said, see, this is why I hate white people?
Mm-hmm.
When did he say that?
It was when he was playing. Somebody was interviewing him, asked him something he didn't feel like answering. And he's married to a white woman.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, well, that might have got him off the hook.
No, it's the... I love
Are you guys collecting a lot of things that blacks have said that were super racist?
Yeah, we're trying to get audio.
We're trying. We're not doing so well so far.
Yeah, we want like radio shit from shows like militant black shows where they just call for the death of Whitey and things like that.
Well, who'd you ask? Those fucking weirdo failed message board ops that can't get Voss at the 10th place on a poll? Some fucking nation you got. Come on, everyone, let's fucking vote for Voss. I voted 1,000 times, really? I have a ghost mouth that's been voting all week. Well, congratulations, you got beat by a dead guy and a lesbian. Sort of uncomfortable laughter. Fuck them.
Not at all.
No, we've bashed the boards.
Here's my impression of me on that board. Hey, good to be here. Hey, what's it like to eat Nikki's cunt? All right.
He speaks the truth.
Oh, it is so funny. I love the threats Jay gets involved in. And it's like, he's all nice, very courteous, nice, fun. And then 2 posts down, there's got to be, oh, Jay, you fucking suck.
What's Bobcat's cum taste like?
Yeah, there you go. There's always got to be some fucking dickbag. Oh, do you hate him? You want to reach in and fucking pull him out and punch him.
I haven't been back since. It's like, you know what?
See?
The internet is it's the world's largest bathroom stall. You write whatever you want and you move on and no one ever sees you.
Bathroom stall. It is without all the fun of the hole in between the doors.
Without Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, shit. No, he didn't.
What's your take on the Imus thing there, Mr. Moore?
First of all, you're all correct in that Anthony's Imus is astounding.
Thank you, sir.
And after I hang up, if I could just hear like a minute, just if you could talk, maybe you're sick of it, but whatever.
No, I love you.
Could you do this for me? Hi, I haven't talked to you in a year. Do Imus. Walking. And then this is what I've noticed is people that don't apologize, it goes away.
Yep, and Coulter. Yeah.
Billy Packer.
Yep. You don't.
Billy Packer and Charlie Rose said, I want you to come to the Final Four, but you always fag out on me. And everyone wanted him to apologize, and he said, not only will I not apologize, I'll probably say it again.
Good, see? And then it goes away because they go, oh, he's not going to fucking apologize. We're not going to get any press out of it, so fuck it. I just went on a whole apology tour. He's sucking up to everybody, and they still want his head.
But don't you think Imus now has lost any credibility? Like, when he goes back on the air, who's going to, it's like, ugh. It's like watching your friend get his ass kicked that you thought was so tough.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's castrated now.
It's My Bodyguard. It's that movie, My Bodyguard.
Leave him alone, Moody. Moody. I love Ruth Gordon in that. I just wanted Linderman to rape her at Razor Point.
Is this your bike?
Well, hold on.
Wow.
Okay, hold on.
Minute, hold on.
Wow, am I a nappy-headed boar?
Is this your bike, tough guy?
Yeah. I saw him in a fucking an eatery yesterday, Matt Dillon.
Did you?
Yeah, my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend and I were eating, and we was...
Oh, Jesus.
And I wasn't talking to her, and she's like, a celebrity walked in. I'm like, who? She went, Matt Dillon. And I just punched her.
You saw Matt Dillon?
Yeah, because I thought she meant from Gunsmoke. He redeems himself with a 1971 reference. Oh, what a shitbag.
You suck.
He's super hot in real life, right?
He looked like he put a little bit... I've met Matt before.
Let him down easy, Jim.
He's a good-looking guy, but he looks like he put on a few. But I've met Matt before, but people are saying...
Still dreamy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't not jerk him off. He was so good in Crash. How would you not? I'd let him dump in my hand, and I wouldn't eat it, but I wouldn't wipe it back on his face either.
Wow. What a trooper.
Hey, the MCs are fighting back. Bob in Cleveland. Check out the main page, mtvnews.com. Snoop Dogg says, and I quote, "Don't dare compare his lyrics or any other MCs to Imus's inflammatory comments."
Oh, really?
Why?
Oh, boy.
Why not?
Because
we're real gangsters and Imus is just an old white guy making a funny reference?
I want to hear Jay, sing more rap.
I like that Dr. Dre song, because you's a bitch, nigga. You's a bitch, nigga. And then Snoop Doggy Dogg says, y'all acting like hoe-ass niggas.
Yeah. And then he goes off to do a fucking commercial for some product that gives him no street cred.
I don't understand what these guys' problem is. The whole thing when Kramer said nigger
is
my wife had an excellent point. She said, look, you know how Carlin has the 7 dirty words you can't say on television?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to make it 8 or not?
That's
if you can't say it, if I go on Tonight Show, I can't say cocksucker, and neither can Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
So we either put it on the list and we stop talking about it, or you can't get mad when someone says it.
That's what we said this morning, Jay. Exactly.
If you're in the mall and you yell fuck, people are going to look at you like, what's the matter with you? You're talking like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you yell nigger, they probably do that too.
Yeah.
Or fart
depends
or
on the
whore.
mall.
Yeah.
Well, no. You know what? There's any word... There's going to be personal consequences for it. If you say nigger to the wrong guy, you're going to get your teeth knocked out. But it's like fat pig. That's legal. You can say that, but if you say it to the wrong guy's wife, he's going to punch you in the face.
The wife's a fat pig,
Exactly.
and then you get punched.
Yeah, and
You're like Steve Shariffa punching out fucking Gandolfini. How good was that?
that was great, but that was the only thing that was worth watching.
Yeah, the rest of it was on Golden Pond.
Huh? Huh, Jay?
Jimmy's more of a film file than I think any of us. You got to admit, that fucking Monopoly scene, from the moment it started, I got a bad feeling about this one, Bub.
I didn't see.
I was so uncomfortable the whole time before anything happened.
You knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, they're not just going to play fucking Monopoly.
I didn't see that.
Just the way they were looking at each other, the way it was shot. I thought it was I give it an A. I thought it was excellent.
I just thought that episode should have been a couple weeks in. I think they should have started off with a bang. The ratings were way down, like 2 million less people watched.
It's probably just because last year sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Good point.
And other people were saying it didn't have a big opening episode because this was actually part of last season. It's like the middle of last season.
I loved it. I loved when they woke up and she just goes, "Is this it?" Well, boys, I just want to tell you I love you.
When are you going to be in New York again, sweetie?
Well, I've been to Matt Dillon at Eateries. Who knows? I might be on the next jet.
Why not? Well, come on in there. I'll show you where he was eating. I'll tell you the seat he was in. I looked over at him. I walked away. It was nice.
I saw Rob Lowe. I was actually on shopping. I saw Rob Lowe get out of his car at the valet. The guy was like so fucking hot, I felt gay just looking at him. He just kind of glides in. I'm like, oh my god, look at Rob Lowe's fucking smoking hot. And I'm like, wow, I'm looking at a guy talking about how hot he is. That's great.
You ever see a guy so good looking?
Use 4 fingers.
God, that's why we love Jay, man. We miss you, buddy.
Now, Jay.
I miss you.
Badmouth Ron and Fez now.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please.
Now you're
Please.
back. You're back with us.
Yeah, screw those guys. Come on.
One team or the other, man.
One good beating. Come on.
Fuck those guys.
It's one or the other?
Yeah, fuck those guys, right?
It's a long time coming. You know it.
Anthony calls.
I know. I can't even fake it. I love those guys too.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, I call when Jay comes on just so we could,
No,
sometimes
you
talk.
call. You've been in studio. You guys go in the studio and hang. Oh, you shut up.
Me and Jay actually got into a tiff about who had the biggest douchebags, Jersey or Long Island.
You know what my wife said? She said, you're both right, because both places suck. You never hear people from good places defending it.
You realize that, as you're arguing, it's like the same people. I think Jersey and Long Island are like the same fucking people, only we can make fucking left-hand turns. They allow us to make left-hand turns without having to do a jug handle.
I think what has to happen, you got to pick 3 really bad towns on Long Island and 3 really bad towns in Jersey, and then we play with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Irvington, East Orange, and what's the third one?
I don't know. I'll trade you Wyandanch, Brentwood,
Camden.
Yeah, you blew off Newark.
Camden.
You blew off Camden and Newark. What's wrong with you?
What, me?
Yeah, you should have went with Newark.
All right.
Or are we going with White Trash?
I'm going Brentwood, Wyandanch, and Mastic.
Oh, shit. Yep. No, you didn't.
I'm talking you got blacks and Hispanics. Yeah.
Brentwood is a scary, scary place.
I'm so tired of the blacks being so angry at everybody, and I just had to call and let you guys know that I support Don Imus, too.
Very good. Jay Moore is on Imus's team.
Well, Steve Harvey doesn't.
Steve Harvey apparently thinks freedom of speech is based on skin color.
Well, Jay said it too, so I just want to, maybe Jay wasn't listening earlier, I just want to say it again. Steve Harvey does a morning show here in New York. He says if black people want to talk about each other a certain way, that's their option, he said. Mr. Imus, you don't have that option. You can't say what I say. That's insane.
That's freedom of speech based on skin color. Hey, how about we work it the other way and see how fast we get thrown off the air?
Right. Yeah, actually.
Saying we can say this, but black people can't.
Absolutely.
Give it time, Anthony.
Yeah, I know. That's my policy
You'll blow it
my
up,
house.
Anthony. Don't worry.
That's my policy at home.
All right,
But
boys.
since no
I'm
black
gonna
people
beg
ever
before
come
I
over.
run out of joke, and I have to hear about how I suck.
No,
I don't think you suck.
No, not at all.
No, not you. This
No, the message
fucking
was,
podcast-
Jay Moore was on for the first time in months, and he sucked.
Everything's all right between him and the boys. Hey, what was the actual place Rich Voss came in on that Comedy Central?
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know.
That's a full-out assault. Like, all you have to do is fucking hit click on your computer.
Yeah.
And these fucking dopes, these fetzos, can't even get him into the top 10. He got beat by, like, fucking lesbians that sing with Katie Lang.
Wait, what was it? What was your competition?
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central's best comic.
Yeah. And they were trying to get Voss up there. on the
Couldn't
list.
even get Voss up
And he
there.
fucking lost to who? Who did he lose to? Flight of the Conchord?
Mitch, like Mitch Hedberg and fucking that lesbian comic. People I've never heard of.
Ant?
Like, literally, Dane. People I've never heard of. And it's like, you're telling me these people have, like, an entire fucking nation behind them voting all the time like Voss does?
Yeah.
Or is this fucking big message board nation a bunch of, is it the same 30 fat fucking queers?
Wow. Hey, and we got slightly distracted because they handed us the complete Snoop Dogg soundbite here. Wow.
Nope.
Read that one, the third paragraph.
Is he wearing a shower cap?
Yes, I think he is. He says it's a completely different scenario, said Snoop, barking over the phone from a hotel room in L.A.
Jesus.
Rappers are not talking about no collegiate basketball girls who have made it to the next level in education and sports. We're talking about hoes that's in the hood that ain't doing shit, that's trying to get a nigga for his money. These are two separate things. First of all, we ain't no old-ass white men that sit up on MSNBC going hard on black girls. We are rappers that have these songs coming out of our minds and our souls and are relevant to what we feel. I will not let them motherfuck, as we say, in the same league as him. Kick him off the air forever, he said. Ban him like they did Adam Pac-Man Jones. They kicked him out of the NFL for the whole season for numerous violations, blah, blah, blah. But this punk gets to get on the air and call black women nappy-headed hoes.
What a fucking hypocrite. What a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Hey.
How about all the bad things he says in his explanation?
And remember, for shizzle, buy a BlackBerry, yo.
Dude, the way he's treated women with his fucking is walking them in on a leash at an award show. He walked women in, which I think is fantastic. But to
Jimmy, calm down.
But to
calm down.
You're right. But to sit there, hold on, let me just get this anger out. All right, now I feel better. Now for him,
disgusting.
Jay's right. This is just nonsense. Who gives a shit?
But the bottom line is, yeah, but he's doing commercials. Mainstream America is not going to. He will not suffer one. And he's on gun charges. The guy does all this shit, and there's not 1 ounce of repercussions for him. Yeah. Imus makes one off-color remark, and they own banned forever. The black community's outrage is phony.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's doing commercials every 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's no repercussions for him.
What, Jay?
I wanted to hear more about Jimmy talking about Imus's remorque.
I mean, he made a remorque.
Hey, remorque. Get out the core. Get out the core. Get out the core.
That's right. That was
for that remorque.
That was a Compton thing.
Break yourself. Break yourself.
All right, everybody's hurt yelling at me. Oh no. I feel I have no self-esteem.
We gotta say goodbye, Jay Moore.
Goodbye, Jay.
I'll see you boys later. God
Take
bless
it easy,
you.
Mr. Moore.
All right.
Here comes.
Stay white. Yo, stay white.
Yo, stay white, my brother.
Anthony, let me hear some Imus when I hang up, okay?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
That's all you got.
I'd like to thank Jay Moore for calling in the program today. Yeah, jerk.
Hey, Imus, can you take us to break? And remind people we're going to play more Whoopi audio from CNN.
Please. Want to apologize that we have to take a commercial break. It's
no more apologizing.
All right, I'm sorry.
No.
Apologize.
No. You know you're never going to say nappy again on your radio show? Never say the word apologize or
I'm
apology,
sleepy.
Or
I'm going home and taking a nappy. Can I take a nappy? Or do I have to say I'm sleepy, I have to nap?
Why don't you work hoe into your show nap?
I worked on the ranch.
Yeah.
And I was working with a hoe on the farm.
Yeah.
And I needed a nappy. So I took a nappy after the hoe. Nappy hoe.
Isn't that an Indian tribe?
Yeah, the Napiho.
The Navajo
Indians.
Right. They're prevalent out there.
I think we should all give them anthrax blankets. Yeah. Oh, shit. Now the Indians are pissed at me. Fuck them.
Nah, they don't have power in America. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
All right. Whoopi audio when we get back.
Whoopi.
And some Sharpton quotes.
Fucking slam down in an eyebrowless face.
Jay killed today, man.
Goddamn Jay.
Oh, you kidding?
Nice.
We have our penises. They do all of our speaking.
They do all the talking for us.
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out after ya done. Then I hop in my bitch to make a quick run. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out after ya done. Then I hop in my bitch to make a quick run.
I used to know a bitch named Mary Wright.
Yeah.
Used to roll around and fuck the hoes at night. Tight in the motherfucker with the gangster beats. And we was ballin' on the motherfucking Compton Street. Peace. The shit got deep and it was on.
All right, let's say hi to John in Chicago. John, what's up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
All right, so I'm going to be a little critical of you. You guys keep railing on Al Sharpton for, being being so critical about Imus, and you're saying, oh, what if, Sharpton doesn't believe in freedom of speech, yada yada yada. Well, what about you guys? I mean, what's wrong with Al Sharpton using his freedom of speech to criticize Imus?
We're not saying he shouldn't. Dude, we're not saying that. We're saying that he's a phony, inconsistent hypocrite who's trying to cost the guy his job under the guise that he had that Imus did something offensive, and yet Al Sharpton, I have a list of things he did from Pagonis to the white interloper remark, which people got killed over.
You're absolutely right.
He can criticize all he wants.
Yes.
He can criticize all he wants. We're not saying that. He does have that right. He's trying to cost the man his job.
Well, you got to do, how freedom of speech is a right in America, and yada yada. I've heard it probably 20 times in the past in the past 2 days, and every time it's just been driving me nuts.
But why? Why is it driving you nuts? And stop saying yada yada. It's not 1991. Why do you keep? Why is it driving you nuts? Why is it driving you nuts?
Because you're so adamant about Imus's freedom of speech. What about Al Sharpton?
No one is trying to cost Al Sharpton his job.
He can say anything he wants, but he's trying to get Imus fired. That's different than having a freedom of speech. That's a threat. That's
what about in America? We have the right to boycott and to peacefully assemble.
No one said. Well, dude,
let him boycott.
We're not saying they don't have the right. We're saying that they're phony with their outrage, and why aren't they doing it to rappers? Why are they hitting this guy for an innocent remark that was supposed to be funny much harder than they would ever have the balls to hit the rap community? You explain that to me.
Right, you are absolutely right.
Then you have no point. We didn't say they don't have the right to assemble. We don't want that right removed. We're saying that their outrage is phony and misdirected.
All right.
We did say
you're never going to win this one because you're wrong.
All right.
We did say you have the right to say horrible things.
Of course you do.
America. So, translate that. We didn't like what Reverend Al was saying.
And
we never said he shouldn't be able to say it.
And we're pointing out where this guy has said these outrageous things and has suffered no repercussions at all.
Right.
So Imus has the right to say horrible things, but Sharpton doesn't have the right to be...
We never said... Dude, okay.
They both have the right to say horrible things, and we hold strong that Imus shouldn't be fired for what he said.
And let's Sharpton wanted to be...
Why can't Sharpton call for Imus's firing?
He can. You dope. He can.
We didn't say that he shouldn't be allowed to do any of those things.
But why is no one calling for Sharpton? Why is he being considered a possible presidential candidate for the Democrats when he was screaming about white interlopers, and when the Jewish guy ran over that black kid, he was saying diamond merchants? Why is that not being brought up in the political spectrum where he can make a difference, and he's the one screaming about Imus? So you explain that difference to me.
He's an idiot.
Okay, well, no one is saying that he can't protest. So why do you keep making a point that we're not making?
I'm just saying, don't make this a freedom of speech issue.
It is a freedom of speech issue, you dope. It is. He's trying to restrict Imus's freedom of speech. We are not trying to restrict
his.
No, we're not, you fucking idiot. He says whatever he wants.
He can say whatever he wants. Why can't Imus?
Well, Imus can too.
Why can't other white people say whatever they want? No, we're being told we can't. We are being told we cannot say certain things and words that people with black skin can say. That is freedom of speech based on skin color, right?
Go ahead, your turn.
Right.
Okay. Is that a good thing? Freedom of speech based on skin color?
All I was saying.
Answer his question.
Exactly.
You're a dumb motherfucker.
We should have went with the yada yada yada.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. More Seinfeld references, stupid.
Stuck with
All
that.
right, speaking of which, here's to Kramer.
Thank you, John. Jesus. All right.
Tipping one.
Fucking dope trying to be different, make a point. Shut up, young Republicans Club lawyer.
Here's more whoopee on CNN last night.
It's kind of funny to me that people are shocked and surprised that people are calling really for Imus's head, you know, but the precedent has been set that there is a certain standard with broadcasting. Now, if you're on a stage and you're doing a routine, you have a lot of leeway if you're a comic.
Because that's part of his argument is, look, I'm doing comedy, and this was part of a comic bit.
I don't know. I didn't know he was a comic. I mean, I didn't. You know, I know Don. I've never met him, but I know Imus from being a kid. He was a disc jockey when I was a kid, and that's how I know. So I didn't know he was a comic.
You don't know anything about
him. Because you don't know he's a comic, he isn't a comic.
Maybe not a stand-up comic, but look at the difference. All people are trying to do is they are trying to justify why what they want to say or they deem acceptable is okay and why they can vilify him. It's all this trotting around the issue dog shit.
Yeah.
Well, technically, if you're honest, or if you're here, everyone's trying to explain why what they're saying is okay and what he's saying is wrong.
Right. Why it's okay for a black guy to say it, why it's not okay for him to say it.
And she said it somewhere in there, there's standards in place.
Yeah, there's not. The FCC, yes.
There's not standards in place for what Imus said. Guess what? The FCC is not going to fine Don Imus for nappy-headed hoes.
No.
Sorry to break it to you, but the FCC is going to be like, we got busier things.
Yeah, it's not on our list.
So the standards are in place. Yeah, he was well within his means. He's following the FCC regulations.
And how come broadcasters then? Okay, you want to go?
She does a morning show. She doesn't even know the rules.
How come they're not?
She doesn't even know the competition that Imus has been a comedy show for his entire
40
career.
years. Why aren't broadcasters being thrown off the air for playing rap lyrics that have hoes in it then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not talking about profane, but if a broadcaster can't say hoes, why can a disc jockey play songs with hoes in them? It's inconsistent.
Yep.
And they're all trying to justify why they can say what they want and he can't because he's an old fucking white guy and they just want to strike back at the white community because they're angry and they're misdirecting their anger once again at an easy target.
That's what Snoop said. He goes, first of all, we aren't old-ass white men that sit up on MSNBC.
It's funny, you don't have a problem doing commercials with old-ass white men and hawking AOL or you and Lee Iacocca or whoever it was playing golf.
Wasn't that an old-ass white man you were with during that? And why is he able to do that? With all the crime he's committed and the
drugs he talks about, smoking blood. He advocates doing drugs.
Yeah.
He advocates being a pimp and prostitutes. He walked girls into one of the award shows on leashes.
Yeah.
And that's all acceptable, and it doesn't hurt him in the advertising world at all.
And he's with Lee Iacocca in a fucking commercial, and there's no problem. No one's outraged. Where's Reverend Al saying, why are you hiring this guy? Why isn't he trying to get Snoop Dogg thrown off of these commercials?
When he directly influences pop culture, Snoop is one of the biggest things in pop culture. And look, he should be able to do all that stuff. The way Snoop is treated is the right way. There's nothing wrong with any of what he's doing.
Of course.
I don't care if he smokes pot or fucking raps about everything. Good. That's what he should do.
Fine.
Just don't fucking self-righteously complain about Imus. He should be saying, Imus is an old cornball. I don't give a fuck what he says.
Yeah.
That should be how he responds.
Hey, I just got to communicate. You know who's been great through this whole thing is John Manelli. Got to give him props when props are due. He's been great. He's all about free speech and being able to say whatever the hell you want on the radio. He writes me, he just sent this. It says, subject to this, come to something as ridiculous as this. Today's Washington Post cites the following as its first example of alleged incendiary statements made by Imus over the years. In March, Imus's executive producer and longtime sidekick, Bernard McGurk, said that Hillary Clinton was trying to sound black. Remember this? We did this story? story?
Yeah.
Was trying to sound black in front of a black audience during a recent speech on civil rights in Selma, Alabama. McGurk added that Clinton will have cornrows and gold teeth before the fight with Obama is over.
It's hilarious.
That's very funny.
That's fucking funny.
Come on.
But they're now reaching for anything that Imus has said over the years.
That's a very funny line.
That is a funny line.
Cornrows and gold teeth.
Yeah. Why would you think black people have that? Oh, you own a television. Jesus Christ.
That's funny picturing Hillary with cornrows and gold teeth.
Of course it is.
Because she was talking like that.
Do we have that anywhere? I mean, we have that somewhere. I mean,
I was born and raised.
I'm from.
Shut up.
Yeah, she threw a little accent on. Hey, more from Whoopi.
All of these reverends and the civil rights leaders, they've been fetching about the lyrics for years and years and years.
Has had demonstrations.
Please, I mean, for years. So it's a little bit weak. And I always want to ask folks, why do you want to say it? I mean, it's like the N-word. People say, well, you all say it. Well, yeah, but why do you want to say it? Why do you want to say it? Because you know, Imus is not a rapper. So we know he's not putting together some material.
Okay. So there's another instance of where you can't say it. He's not a rapper. All these reasons why blacks can say it and whites can't. Yeah. Why don't black people just cut the shit and it's either consistent or it's not? Why don't you just admit, we want to say things that you can't? Stop fucking tap dancing around. Again, you sound like suburban white women.
Yeah, that's
just spit it out.
That's some kind of black rule you're trying to get in place, and this is America. Like, we're not going to accept that black people can say certain things and white people can't say the same things. You're crazy.
And Whoopi said they've been complaining about the lyrics for years. Yeah, and nothing has been
done. Tisk, tisk, don't do that.
Why not
That's
a boycott? Why not a complete boycott of any store that carries the lyrics that you're objecting to? Why not
imagine
a complete boycott?
Big group of black people and Jesse Jackson and Reverend Al marching in front of a store to have a black artist removed from the record store because his lyrics are degrading to women, and it would never, in the wildest hallucination, you would never see that.
Or the label. How about this? They boycott not only any store that carries those type of lyrics, but any label. All artists on any label, the same way they do with advertising.
And if they have taken on this cause, why don't they take advantage of all the huge exposure this is getting and jump back on that cause?
No, they'll just have a
really
hip-hop
get something
summit.
going.
If they had taken this cause up, you would have seen art. You would have heard about it, and certain artists wouldn't be in stores anymore. They do the bullshit summits, and it's just more phony. We can't yell at young brothers nonsense. We have to talk to them gently. It's nonsense.
It is.
Did we tape The View? On The View, they were making reference to shock jocks such as Howard Stern and Opie and Howie.
Opie and Howie?
Please tell me that's true.
They just never get it right with me.
I love it.
Rosie wasn't fired for ching chongs.
No.
Ching chongs.
That's just as bad. And once again, we say that Rosie should be able to say that.
Absolutely.
I should be able to say,
and Snoop should be able to do what he does.
Exactly.
I like what he does. He annoys people.
Yeah.
People find him to be offensive.
Here's more Whoopi.
So if he was black, would it have been okay?
No. Those parents would have been on him much faster if he had been black.
Stop it.
Because you don't do that.
So do you think he should be fired from radio permanently or from MSNBC?
You know, I think a little vacation would be in order. I think
more than 2 weeks.
More than 2 weeks. But I tell you, my true feeling is if we've taken other people to task and fired them, because a lot of people have gotten fired over doing this kind of thing, then what are we saying if they don't fire him?
I'll tell you what we're saying. You can have a boyfriend who puts on blackface and then eventually have a sitcom and still have a great career. I guess that's what we're saying. How fucking phony is Whoopi?
You're a fucking comedian, you dope.
You didn't want to talk about the Ted Danson thing because that would prove what a hypocrite you are?
This segment's going to end with that beautiful moment we had yesterday.
Holy shit, is she a phony? And so are all these fucking stupid Anderson Cooper, this fucking tranny lover. I just made that up, but he looks like one. And if he's not, he should be.
Anderson in the pooper.
How old are you?
I know.
It comes right down to third grade humor.
Yeah.
Always. Oh, that's hilarious.
You've been on both sides of this. I mean, you've been at the center of a firestorm, and you are watching this as well. What's your advice to Imus?
The best advice I can give to him, get over to that campus get over to those parents and those kids and make some allies. And really, talk about whatever was happening, what you thought you were doing, and be honest.
He's gotta be honest.
He's been doing that.
You see the way he fucking tap danced around it? You've had some controversy. She probably said, I don't want to talk about that, and he didn't go near it.
Yeah.
Another case where a black person being spoken to is not called out on the absolute fucking contradiction of their own behavior.
Yeah. There's apologies before questions.
Oh, my God, it's crazy, man. The fucking white people are just dishonest fruits.
Well, we're going to go to break with our little conversation with Whoopi yesterday.
We're scared.
We tried to discuss this with Whoopi, and then Jimmy brought up the Ted Danson incident, and you'll hear her saying to her producer, hang up.
Oh, no.
I know. You know what else you hear? But how warm... Excuse me.
What happened?
How warm is that?
It's pretty warm.
Oh, medium iced latte with soy. Perfect. Thanks, appreciate it. All right.
Oh, no.
Yes, you certainly will.
Oh, boy, he fucked up again.
I don't know. I say medium iced latte 8 times, and he brings me back one that fucking it's piping hot. I couldn't even touch it. It was piping hot.
Hey,
it was like a coffee soup.
I truly hate our listeners, but
why?
This is really funny. Kyle from Virginia. How about a 2-year vacation followed by a year or 2 stint on XM before he's allowed to go back to FM?
Yeah, how about that?
And then he writes, I'd updated. That should be fair, right? All right. Ant did tell the joke. He told the joke at the end of the show. He brought it all together.
Oh, don't you worry about it, you dopes.
All right, here's Whoopi getting on our show yesterday.
What he said was not illegal. What he said was not, I think, finable. But it was wrong. It was morally wrong.
All right, so you say it's wrong. Should he be fired for that?
Do I think he should be fired? He should be fired as much as Trent Lott was fired, as much as Jimmy the Greek was fired. These are the consequences. Listen, Rush Limbaugh got
Jimmy the Greek wasn't a comedian when he said what he said. The bottom line is,
I can't hear you.
When you look at something like Cheryl Underwood, look at the type of material she does and the things she goes after. Why is it?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Cheryl Underwood, she's a black female comic. And she goes after race pretty hard. She drops N-bombs.
Does she have a radio show?
Doesn't matter. We're talking about the right...
Excuse me.
Hold on, no. I'm interested.
I don't know who...
Why should radio show hosts that do a comedy show be held to higher standards?
Okay.
As like network news. Are you crazy?
Listen,
we should be able to say whatever the hell we want when we do our program.
Excuse me. God bless you. Now, I'm willing to listen to you, but you know what? If you're going to talk over me, I don't know who Cheryl Norton is, so I can't comment on what she does.
No, Cheryl Underwood, not Cheryl Norton. Cheryl Underwood.
Underwood. You're Norton.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, what about Ted Danson?
So I don't want to comment on her because I don't know what she does.
I'm having a conversation with
Whoopi, what about the Ted Danson incident? I mean, you guys caught... You were making a racial point. No. But I'm saying...
Hang up.
See?
Because you said the Ted Danson thing.
Why would she hang up on that?
Oh, another pussy.
Why would she hang up on that?
Why would she hang up at the Ted Danson thing?
Another knockout punch for the boys!
But why would she hang up on that? That was a very legitimate question.
That is an absolute valid point. It's like, how come it was okay when Ted Danson got in blackface and she came to his defense, and that was considered very offensive, very racist, and she came to his defense on that, but she will say that Imus should be fired for doing what he did, which was a bad joke. And
I wasn't even attacking her with that.
No.
My point was, how can you defend one aspect of racial parody, but not another aspect of it? Like, when you're involved with it because you're black, it's okay.
Hang up. You hear her? Hang up, Ted Danson, hang up.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
It's not nude, it's just girls flashing guys that have WOW on their vehicle somewhere. That's the WOW campaign.
Wow.
For details on how to get your very own WOW sticker, go to opieandanthony.com.
Look at that WOW, it's still happening.
Oh, it's the WOW.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. It's Chris Myers.
Norv Turner, 49er offensive coordinator, is nice enough to join us. Now, do you have an interest? Have you gotten a call yet from the Chargers?
I haven't gotten a call, and obviously there's always speculation. And, I coached there a few years ago. I coached Lardanian as a rookie, and it's an awfully good football team. So if there was an interest, sure, you'd have an interest.
This is The Drive
Weekday afternoons at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
on Fox Sports Radio.
XM 142.
I'm Greg Stebbin, author of the book Internet Privacy for Dummies, with a free offer for you from Carbonite.com. Have you ever thought about how much of your life is on your computer? Think about all your files, all of your family photos, all of your music. Now imagine how you'd feel if you woke up tomorrow and all of that stuff was gone. If you had Carbonite online backup service, we'd have you covered. But if you didn't, your stuff would be gone forever. Think of Carbonite as making a carbon copy of all your files, so if you ever need them, they're there for you. Carbonite has given me great peace of mind, and it'll do the same thing for you. You can try Carbonite for free. You don't even need a credit card to sign up. Just go to xm.carbonite.com to get your 1-month risk-free trial and 2-month renewal bonus. After that, it's only $50 a year. To get automatic, unlimited online backup of all your files, go to xm.carbonite.com right now to back up your files for free. You'll be glad you did.
Business owners, if you want half off paper clips, we can't help you. If you want half off computers, we can't help you. If you want half off letterhead or coffee mugs, we can't help you. But if you want to save up to half the cost on your new building, well, we can help you. We're General Steel, and we can get you a brand new steel building for up to half the cost of conventional construction, and it can be put up in about half the time. When you look around, you'll see that more and more businesses, churches, and schools are using steel buildings to save time and money. And what's more, you choose the size and you choose the look. Brick, stucco, or stone, whatever you want. If you want a new building for up to half the cost of conventional construction, call General Steel today. For your free information, call 800-600-8710. For a church, school, or gymnasium, manufacturing, warehousing, or retail buildings, call for your free information at 800-600-8710. That's 800-600-8710.
All your important files are on your Office PC. To work from home or while traveling, you have to copy files to CD, email documents home, or sync up your laptop. What a hassle. Now, there is a perfect solution for working from anywhere at any time. It's called GoToMyPC. With GoToMyPC, you can always have complete and secure access to everything on your Office PC from any other internet-connected computer in the world. Simply log in at GoToMyPC.com and your Office PC desktop instantly appears, just as if you were at your desk. Work with all your programs and files, check email, and hear your PC sounds. The best part is XM subscribers can try GoToMyPC free for 30 days with unlimited use. For this special offer, visit GoToMyPC.com. Click the Try Free button and enter promo code XM. GoToMyPC is so easy to use, and the automatic setup takes just 2 minutes. That's GoToMyPC.com. Try it free button, promo code XM. Try GoToMyPC free today.
Laugh Attack XM153 gets lots of email. For example, Dear Laugh Attack, we are the Duke and Duchess of Nigeria. We've gone into exile and have put $100 million into a Swiss bank account. Please send us $300,000 for processing and we'll cut you a check for $20 million. Of everybody in the world, they have chosen Laugh Attack to help them out. Frankly, Duke and Duchess of Nigeria, if I may be so bold as to call you that, we would do anything for our listeners. So your thanks is all we need. Laugh Attack XM153.
I know! Thing or two!
Right, Jimmy.
I know!
Sing it, Jimmy.
She'll do something and make you cry. Hi. I know!
Jimmy's rocking.
Yeah, man. People want to pretend a motherfucker ain't got a voice.
Dog shit sniffer from Woodside. Can you picture you guys going at it with someone and going, hang up?
Hang up.
That's fucking embarrassing.
Oh, the pea is free. I'm about to crack us money.
Hey, would you say he's a shock jock? I mean, is he a shock jock?
Shock jock. Maybe today.
No, but I mean, like, you know, Howard Stern and Opie and Howie.
Between Howard,
Thanks, you dope.
I know.
It was the cute one that...
Oh, I thought it was Rosie that screwed up.
Rosie screwed up, but the Q one, I can tell their voice.
Oh, she corrected?
You know why Rosie didn't know? She's a bus retard.
Oh, she knows.
Oh, she probably knows all too well.
Yeah.
The bus retard when we plugged that movie.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Howie.
Opie and Howie or whatever.
That's funny.
All right. We're going to move on tomorrow. I think less Imus coverage tomorrow, I believe. I think it's going to calm down a little bit.
Because I don't know. I'm scared.
I believe, but
it's calming down.
Hey, the Dow's down, Than said, because of the Imus controversy. Is
that it?
Must be true. Than said it.
Yeah, Than's a smart kid.
Yeah.
Price of Imus is going to go up.
And we got the presidential candidates commenting about Imus.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Good.
What'd they say?
Didn't mean anything. Buy it.
Do you think it's one of these or one of them?
No, I was only joking.
Which one do you think? Was it this or this?
I'll say
this
middle
this?
finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but if it was a good one, you'd stop the show and make sure we all knew.
Well, that's the rules.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. Presidential candidates about Imus. We start with, talking about Imus. Bush and Obama issue statements.
Really?
It was several days before any of the 08ers said a word about Don Imus. Once he apologized, it got easier because nobody had to go out on a limb.
The president believed that the apology was the absolute right thing to do.
The suspension also helped loosen things up. Shortly after it was announced yesterday Imus would be off the air for 2 weeks, Barack Obama issued a written statement. The comments of Don Imus were divisive, hurtful, and offensive to Americans of all backgrounds.
Really?
All right. I mean, he's got to say something.
Was it really?
Yeah, I wasn't hurt.
All Americans? Don't lump me into
Was it of all backgrounds?
No.
Honestly? Really?
Don't lump me into the all-American category.
I wasn't offended at all.
See, they have to comment because they're the type of people that go on his show.
Yeah.
But why can't he say most Americans?
Yeah.
Some Americans.
African Americans.
Don't say all Americans. I'm American, and I completely disagree.
I don't care.
You don't care. You're an American, and you want them to take it farther. I'll wait for me to raise my fist at a mediocre joke. Sorry.
Trying to put it over with the old fist raising.
Yeah, like start the rally.
Chris Dodd.
Some in the 08 field appear regularly on the show. Chris Dodd announced his candidacy there. Today he wrote, "As the father of 2 young girls, I can imagine how hurtful these comments were to these young women and their parents. The comments were wrong and unacceptable."
All right.
Okay.
Kind of how you have to. What are you going to say as a politician? Look, did you see those bitches?
He did good.
John McCain and Hillary.
Opinions on whether Imus should get more than a 2-week suspension are scarce. John McCain, a frequent Imus guest, punted.
He has apologized. He said that he's deeply sorry. I'm a great believer in redemption.
Hillary Clinton, who originally issued a fairly cautious response, later revved up, coming closest to saying Imus shouldn't be on the air.
I've been on the receiving end of a lot of his barbs. So I understand I'm a public figure, but it just went way over the line.
Get it, really? How about marrying someone who shoves a cigar in a young girl's cunt? What do you think that stands, sweetie?
Is that way over the line?
Yeah, is that over the line, or is that something we have to forgive as a country? Shut up, phony voice. Yo, what's up, my niggas? I'm running for president. Shut your fucking fat-ankled face, bitch.
President.
She makes me sick. Insulting black people by talking like them, you fucking phony. Did JFK do that shit? I swear, yo, what's up, y'all? Don't ask what your hood can do for you. Oh, my God.
Let's go to Chris in Georgia. Chris?
Mr. Gorbachev, tear that motherfucking wall down.
What up, Chris?
I ain't no crook.
All right. Boys, love your show.
Yeah.
And I just got to talk to Jimmy for just a second. Jimmy, you are my hero.
Oh, thank you. I thought this was going to be hurtful.
No, sir. How can you be such a naughty boy in Atlanta? I saw your show.
Okay.
Be such a brilliant debater. I mean, I just love how you're so quick with the brilliant answers in the comments.
Well, sir.
Anything brought up, you've got them dead on balls, but 5 minutes later you're farting in the mic. God, you're my hero.
Thank you, sir. I think the answer for you is that basically I am a gift from God to you.
Yes.
I mean you as an American. as a group.
You represent God.
No, but dude, it's like it's
in every sense of the word.
It's not that hard to argue that point. I mean, and I would love to take the credit for being that, but farting in the mic, I'm good at.
Yeah,
because it's easy and I'm a hack. And debating like free speech is pretty simple. Like everyone should have it.
Yeah, everyone should have it,
except you.
At least ours had a pretty face. Art in Philly, what's up? He writes, come on, guys, don't stop now. I think we still need to find out Ben Vereen's take on the situation.
It's fucking amazing, isn't it?
Ben Vereen. A Ben Vereen joke.
He's now called Grilled Chicken George because of the health craze.
FDR quote coming in. The only thing we have to fear is the man.
Yeah, I just her assimilation into the black vibe was so insulting.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right, here's
Criminy.
Giuliani.
And Rudy Giuliani came closest to letting bygones be bygones.
Of course.
I would appear on the program again. Sure, I would. I think that I take him at his word. I take Don at his word that he understands the gravity of what he did.
And on that much, they could all agree. And that, Anderson, is raw politics.
The sounds and the fucking... What the hell is going on that station?
We're watching a movie.
I'll tell you what's going to save him eventually. It's going to be the political people. Because guys like even Obama didn't trash him that hard. None of them are calling for him to be fired, really.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing.
Let's go to Josh.
Yeah, that'll help.
Josh.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Thanks for calling, Josh. Welcome aboard.
Hey, Josh.
Thanks, man. I'm blushing. Hey, I got a little comment.
Oh, no.
What the fuck is going on with the world when, you know, people running for presidents and all these important people are talking about Don Imus calling a bunch of black girls and 2 white girls, which doesn't even make sense, nappy hoes when we're at war, people are dying. Yeah. Is this really the biggest issue?
Well, politicians love distractions like this. Mm-hmm. They love this. It's a huge relief when this ends up on our TV around the clock.
Yeah.
And dude, I'll tell you, I thought the same thing you did as I'm listening to Hillary talk, but then I also, a minute after that, thought a lot of them do go on his show. So it's almost like if something happened to O&A, I mean, obviously they would ask guys like Voss and Jay. I mean, in fairness to the media who are just cunts, McCain and those guys are frequent guests on his show.
Yeah.
So I see why they're asking him.
All right.
No, I definitely understand that, but it's not like, you know, it's not like he ate like a children, like 5 black kids. Like,
sir. It ain't like he ate a children, 5 black kids. You lost your point. What happened?
What happened to you?
He ate them? Jesus, sir. No one's accusing him of fucking infanticide. We're just saying that he was naughty.
Infanticide cannibalism.
I know. He killed and ate them, or did he eat them as he was
racist?
He
was racist and hungry. Sorry, I stepped all over you.
That's apologize.
Okay.
I was stepping all over my own tongue.
We're going to do a speed round, and then we're going to move on and maybe talk a lot less about this tomorrow. Dawn in Texas, what's up?
Yeah, I don't know how he can expect any other kind of reaction. I feel bad for the guy, but why didn't he expect this to happen?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, why does he think he can say that and not have the reaction that he got? I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's...
Dawn?
Are you saying that he shouldn't have said it, or that people shouldn't have reacted? You're making like 2 different points. Are you saying that he shouldn't have said it, or you can't understand why people are mad, or you can't understand why he's confused?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't have said it. I'm saying that if he was going to say it, he should expect the reaction he's going to get.
I mean, I understand that, Dawn, but I mean, there's going to be problems with it. But it's a freedom of speech issue, and I would love you to explain how you don't see this as a freedom of speech issue.
Yeah, he's done for saying it, maybe, but he shouldn't be fired, right?
I understand that he can say it. You can say anything you want. But you have to accept the reaction you're going to get. It comes down to the bottom line is going to be money. His sponsors are going to be the ones who... Yes?
Right. That's way to make my point for me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of what Jimmy's been saying all morning.
Exactly, but you're just reiterating and acting like you're not.
Yeah.
How is that reiterating?
Right.
How is it?
I'm trying to tell you. Thank you.
That's exactly what it was.
How is it not reiterating when you're saying that he should be fired?
I didn't.
All right.
All right, you know what? Why don't we let Dawn speak here?
Okay,
Dawn, speak your mind on the issue.
I just did. I'm saying, why is he expecting
I can't believe
kind
we're
of
actually
reaction?
listening to a broad and what she has to think about
it's
this.
not right or not. I mean, I should be able to walk through Harlem at midnight, but I can't.
Cunt. Yeah. I agree. So what should happen to Mr. Imus?
Well, I mean, ideally, like to see it just go away, but that's not going to happen.
Quiet cunt.
I mean, he should have been smart enough to see consequences of doing something like that.
Shut up. Shh. Right. All right, Dawn, thank you for your opinion. It means a lot to our show.
Let's just agree to disagree.
All right. Godspeed.
Bye.
All right. Right. Let's go to Steve on Long Island. Steve?
Hey, love you, love the show, man.
Thanks.
Listen up. When are you guys going to stop talking about Imus and start talking about Howard? Ramon, Jimmy should die of shushing.
Sir, no one has died of shushing in 6 weeks. He should die of he Ramon, shushed, and Frunkus. That's fucking the trifecta.
Anthony's big day tomorrow. No, that was put off, right?
Of course it was.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Anthony's big
My
day was
court
put
day.
off.
Oh.
All right. Let's go to
James.
James in Jersey. James?
Hey, Opie and Howie, what's going on?
Howie, whatever.
Listen, I don't remember the last time I heard the phrase nappy-headed hoe before Imus.
Yeah.
But I think I've heard it about 10,000 times since.
Oh, man, we all edited it to our speech.
And now everybody's going to use
Yeah.
it because it's
Yeah,
fun.
and I think before the week's over, it's going to be elevated to the N-word. It'll be the NP word.
I was in Starbucks yesterday going, hurry up, you nappy-headed hoe.
Oh, get me my
I got places
beverage.
to go. I got white places to go.
Wow. Yeah, and that's what it was.
What, Jimmy? What happened? That's got to be
I'm
good.
sorry, no, I apologize.
Jimmy's doing investigative journalism.
This is why I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt.
All right, James. Yeah, we're hearing that a lot.
I'm reading I'm reading the Whoopi thing, and this was Ted Danson's response. And Danson is correct about the Friars Club thing, and she can hide behind that was in a club, and this is on the airways. This was Ted Danson said. Danson, she said, is hurt and upset that people are taking the whole matter in such a negative way. He issued a statement that read, "Words by themselves are not racist. Racism is a matter of intent." And then he goes, "My intent was to amuse my dear friend Whoopi in a way I thought was the privacy of the Friars Club, those people who blah, 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 blah. Words by themselves are not racist. Racism is a matter of intent." Now and Whoopi completely co-signs for that. And then, of course, all these years later, instead of using that same thing for Imus, who didn't do anything as extreme with blackface, she fucking said, "Well, there's been precedent set." Really?
Wow.
You phony. God, Whoopi.
Hypocrisy.
I hate fucking... We're all we're all, like, inconsistent at times.
We all got a bit.
Yeah,
a bit in us.
Of course.
Some more than others.
Sure, darkies.
Yeah.
What?
What did I agree to? We get tired this time of day.
I know.
We can't be responsible for agreeing.
Well, it sucks when you say that and no one laughs like it was like I was a fucking poignant statement I made. I was kidding.
Wow. I've been getting this all day, and I gotta tell you, God bless Kenny, but the write-in today, Jimmy?
Yes.
He goes, when Imus is off those 2 weeks, you guys should have him on the show.
Oh, Kenny. Really right. That's an excellent idea.
And I had to talk to him like I'm wearing like kid gloves to make sure that I tell him it's a good idea, but why it would never happen. But he was all excited as soon as I stepped in. I got an idea. He should be in those 2 weeks doing the show with you guys. Just imagine the exposure you would get. Like, Kenny, that would never happen.
Wow. Goldberg said, "American public has known for some time that she is no saint. I'm the woman who made motherfucker a household word. I am no saint. I've always been known as the other side of tasteful." Okay, that's really... and again, I like her for that. But the nerve of you to pride yourself on that and have such a great career, and Imus fired for being tasteless in his humor.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Other entertainers are fucking crucifying this guy.
She's trying to hide behind the fact that she didn't know he did a comedy show. And she doesn't think he does a comedy show.
For Danson's finale, a waiter brought out a tray of watermelon, which Danson wolfed down. Holy shit. man. When Goldberg got her chance for rebuttal at the end of the X-rated evening, she opened with nigger, 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 whitey, 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 whitey. It takes a whole lot of courage to come out in blackface in front of 3,000 people, she stated emphatically. I don't care if you don't like it, I do. She said those who lashed out at Danzig should have been familiar with the private club's 89-year of history of ribald roasts and expected jokes to focus on sex, gender, bodily functions, race, religion, and race. Now, just like Imus's 40-year career of goofing on bodily functions, religion, race, gender, sex.
And what she will say is, well, that was a private club, but that is not... that does. First of all, he didn't do anything that was that over the top.
Fucking Klan meeting is a private club.
Yeah.
You know, it's the intent.
The bottom line is, it's your personal thing. You defended Ted vehemently against charges. You didn't say, yes, Ted's a racist, and it's but it was private. You were saying he's not, and that's ridiculous, and yet you won't give Imus that courtesy on one little line.
She just knows. That's why she hung up.
You're damn right that's why she hung up.
She knows that she's got no defense.
Couldn't defend that. Dave in New York, what's up?
Hey, I had an idea. Sounds like Seaman Head Kenny already got to do it. Bring Don and Imus on Monday.
He would never come on our show.
No, he's right. Do you think we can get Imus on Monday, sir? Should we question him, or should we let him just say what he wants?
Why,
shut up, stupid. You don't know anything.
All right, let's go to Justin in L.A.
Oh, that's not wonderful.
Hey, by the way, Tom from Philly, he writes, worst part is I put the Ben Vereen line in under a fake name expecting a good trashing. I stink. No, we left our asses
Ben
on that one.
Vereen reference. Come on.
Ben Vereen references always good on the show.
Good one.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yes, so Imus is in trouble for saying that nappy-headed hose. Is nappy-headed an adjective, or is it a racist thing? Or are we getting pissed off at the term hose?
Well, it's kind of being...
reading it wrong, hose is a derogatory against women, not black, so...
Well, that's why women are mad.
Justin, it's coming from two fronts. There's definitely a female angle happening here, and also a racist angle. I would say more racist than female, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Or is John McCain going to get pissed off if you call him bald?
No, eventually you won't be able to make fun of someone's baldness.
Of anything, yeah. That's probably pretty far down on the list, though.
Yeah, we'll be retired by then.
But first it'll be blackballed people, and then, it's gotta, because everything's got to be black first.
Yeah.
Black people with hair lips.
Yeah.
Like that, you won't be able to make fun of them.
Let's go to Jeff in Jersey. Jeff, how are you?
What's up, boys?
What up?
You're supposed to say welcome to the program, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, welcome to... That's not
welcome to the program.
Thank you, gentlemen. I just wanted to let you know that CNN is airing a Wolf Blitzer piece explaining the two factors as to why Whoopi is all over the airwaves.
Yeah.
Her ratings are so poor, and she's so black. Thank you, boys. Punch it out.
Yeah, Wolf never took any heat from that because his intent wasn't hateful.
We covered a lot of things today. We really did.
Imus.
We did the Larry Burkhead is the baby's father. We did. What else did we do? The Duke charges were dropped today. And the astronaut, crazy astronaut broad. There's an update on her.
I love her.
What the hell is she doing back in the news?
This is a great update.
A strange case of a diaper-wearing NASA astronaut driving from Texas to Florida to allegedly confront and kidnap a romantic rival has taken another strange turn. Newly released documents in the case against Lisa Nowak show that a police search of Nowak's car turned up a computer disk containing bondage images, British currency, and pills. Some of the bondage images showed a nude woman. There were photos and drawings. It's not clear whether any of the images show Nowak. Police also found about $600, 41 British pounds, and 4 brown paper towels with 69 orange pills. Tests are being done to determine what the pills are. Police have previously said they found a BB gun, a steel mallet, a knife, and rubber tubing in Nowak's possession.
MacGyver.
Nowak was arrested in February after police say she drove from Houston to Orlando to confront Air Force Captain Colleen Shipman. Shipman was dating another NASA astronaut, Bill Oefelein. Oefelein and Nowak had been romantically linked before that. Nowak has pleaded not guilty to several charges. She's been released from NASA's astronaut corps. Her trial has been moved to September.
If I could go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that a steel mallet is not going to be used for good.
No.
There's going to be some
She's not going to be knocking wood planks into place.
I think there's going to be blood and some hair left on the mallet.
Yeah.
I mean, just...
And you know the prosecutor will be questioning her, and one of the questions she'll say, "Why then were no croquet balls found?"
See, you throw the women in there with the men astronauts, look what happens.
Yep, nutty bitch.
See? She went crazy. She was fucking the astronaut guy, and then he starts banging another broad, and she goes crazy, puts on a diaper, and tries to whack her head in with a mallet.
But she sucked it in space.
Yeah,
she sucked his cock.
Imagine what a money shot looks like in zero gravity.
Yeah.
Just goes all over the place. You're trying to do your work, and these bubbles of cum are hitting you in the face. What the hell is... Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. I must have died and went to heaven. That's what you say. Cum bubbles all over the damn place.
Cum bubbles hitting the fucking instruments.
This is my new character. It's called Unfunny and Uninteresting.
Oh, shit.
I don't like Jimmy's characters. Oh, die, you nameless faggot. I don't like the characters.
Not only are they going to write about it, they're going to name that character Opie.
Oh.
Fucking douchebags. After fucking 13 years, they still have no clue what I do for this show. Go fuck yourself.
Beat it, cunt. Why do you want to know my name?
Go fuck your mother.
You know, I don't want to make a big to-do out of this. And don't worry, because I love when I say something, people just start darting all over the place to appease me like I'm fucking
the thing that you
that's going to lop their heads off.
What do you need?
I don't need it. I was just hoping it's not missing. Like, I hope it made the trip from CBS over to here. My bullhorn, my wacky whistle, my other little things. Like,
how is that stuff not put out for you?
I don't know. It usually is. I give people the benefit of the doubt when it's just one time.
Well, you know what? My stuff wasn't out this morning either. None of the sheets were out.
I don't need it. You know, show's almost over.
I truly thought he was going to say sheet.
What? Yeah. No, my white sheet is missing, and
I know.
I just want to make sure it was there and didn't get lost. Travis is actually.
Travis?
Your sheet's around. They send Travis in because they know I never yell at young Travis.
Travis, what happened?
They weren't. Fannikins knows.
I think you should find
your mind somewhere else, son. What's you okay?
What happened?
No, Girls at home.
You know what happened?
Nothing happened. We just have a lot to do with the Imus stuff and everything, and it just
we're giving them too much work. That's what that meant.
Resign on the air.
How many interns?
Resign right now. Resign.
Right.
Resign. What?
I tender my resignation.
Tender.
Oh, what a dumb word.
That is a tender reservation.
I'm sorry.
Resignation.
People.
Reservation.
People are wondering what the Grease Man's take would be on this. We might have to wait till tomorrow.
Waddle doodle. I'm sure he'd say something like waddle doodle. And
someone needs a nappy.
Bone dry. He'd say bone dry. He would say, no wonder they drag them behind. Should I say that? And then we'd cut him off before he actually says it so we don't get in trouble.
Line of the Day is brought to you by BowDogFight.com's upcoming pay-per-view Clash of the Nations.
BowDog, yeah.
If you can't make the Las Vegas Virus Tour on the 14th, tickets still available for the Virus Tour.
Yep.
What are you waiting for?
And everyone I talk to is saying that it will sell out.
Yep.
Because what? They buy their tickets last minute or something?
In Vegas, yes. Because a lot of people don't live in Vegas. They travel there the day or two before the show. That's why even there's certain showrooms that are dark on Friday.
Yeah.
Because people come to Vegas on Friday.
You don't want to go on that night. Sorry.
But do you know what?
Sorry.
Do you know how to get tickets? I was going to say how to get tickets. I'm sorry. I thought you meant from HBO shoot.
Yeah, that's what we did.
No, it's not about me.
Excuse me. One thought at a time. That's what you learn in broadcasting school. Okay. So now we decide what thought we want to do.
One shit at a time.
I say with your traveling virus.
We got to push the traveling virus hard tomorrow on the other end, especially.
Okay. Yeah, you push it hard.
Okay. I'll just talk about that.
Travis is shaking his head.
Dude, could you touch butts with somebody today?
I am tired.
Can I?
How about with Cromwell?
Hey, if I touch butts, can I plug at the end of the show?
Absolutely.
Okay,
plug
Cromwell.
Your butt?
Cromwell, get in here. It's butt touching time. Jimmy's new bit. Jimmy's new bit.
Quickly, Cromwell. We're going to do this one more time.
Cromwell was the only one that showed up today.
Come on.
He was the one-man studio audience. God, you're too
all right.
What a fag! You're too eager to do this.
Come on, Cromwell, let's go. You're too tall. Quickly, it's just my buttocks.
All right, we're doing a little butt.
Jimmy's butt is hanging over his
Ew, Jimmy.
What? Come on.
Belt.
Cool down.
Ew.
He farted in his butt.
Wouldn't it be funny
fart on cue?
if the air just made his glasses fly off? Or if I did it and he went, what happened? He went, nothing.
And the fart came out of his mouth.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, now go write something nice about me today. That's your job.
Of course.
All right. Just to make me feel better.
Yeah.
Cromwell! So long, Cromwell.
Thanks a lot for coming in.
Adios, Cromwell.
All right, get the plug, Jimmy.
I'll be shooting my... Okay. I will be shooting my 1R. It's 1R. I'm just doing the abbreviation. HBO special, June 2nd. I've chosen Washington, D.C., which is why I canceled the Improv. People have been asking me, and I've been hinting. 2 shows at the Lincoln Theater. Saturday, June the 2nd. Tickets go to Jim Norton at BroadwayVideo.com. State which of the shows you want to go to, early or late.
Tuesday!
No.
Oh, what?
Which of the shows you want to go to, early or late?
Oh.
And it's the, you put your email address, your name, and I think a phone number, whatever, and they will contact you. Tickets will obviously be gone because these are free tickets. And I'm Jim Norton. And I'm shooting 1R.
All right, let that sink in, everybody out there in Radio Land.
That's for June 2nd, and that's in D.C. Now...
Good.
How about Vegas this weekend?
Well, it's in the next plug here. Line of the Day brought to you by BowDogFight.com's upcoming pay-per-view Clash of the Nations. If you can't make the Las Vegas Virus Tour on the 14th, tickets still available through Ticketmaster. All the info on our website. 8-9 comedians. What else is going on there? Oh, the press conference. The hanging by the pool.
It's Bob Kelly.
Going to be a hanging by the pool?
Yeah. That's why Patrice is on the show.
Well, I could have used a belt. That's okay.
Why would you have one? Travis is too busy gallivanting around.
Well, it's part of our IMUS protest, yeah.
Our buddy Patrice is finally on the show. Bobby Kelly, Richard Voss.
No, it's the whole thing, though. The press conference around 2 o'clock by the pool at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. We're going to be doing that. Probably get really fucked up before the show, then do the show, then do some gambling, then jump on a plane. It's a big deal.
I'm exhausted already.
Ticketmaster.com for tickets, but I think we're less than 300 tickets from a sellout. So I think we're close to 1,000 people sold already, right?
More than that.
More than that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Well, if you're not going to that, then make sure to catch this showdown of the world's most skilled mixed martial arts fighters. For more info, check out BowDogFight.com/PPV. Here is a runner-up line of the day.
It's myself and Sigourney Weaver and Ewan Griffith and Judy Greer, and just really terrific, smart, funny actors. And
Justin Bateman?
Justin Bateman.
He's great in everything he does.
Justine.
Justine? I saw Justin.
When he dresses like a girl, it's amazing.
She's okay, too.
That was...
Oh, go fuck yourself.
God, that was great.
It was so perfect. It was like the perfect broadcast name. It was like... Justin Bateman. It was like a fucking...
Justin Bateman. I enjoy all of his work. Yeah,
that was funny, man.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
It was just like it was like congressional testimony. The way it was so perfectly said.
You know, in the moment, I wasn't able to really absorb how great that was because it was like. Can we hear that again? We rarely hear a runner-up line of the day twice, but I got to hear that again.
I'm finally.
It was funny.
I'm finally part of the line of the day, and it's
funny.
One that makes me look like a complete.
It's funny because then you back it up with how much you like the guy that isn't in the movie.
Yeah, and then like I've seen everything he does,
and the guy that doesn't really exist.
It's Jason.
Yeah, there's no Justin Bateman. Yeah, you're Jason.
Jason,
right. Please.
It's myself and Sigourney Weaver and Ewan Griffith and Judy Greer, and just really terrific, smart, funny actors. And
Justin Bateman.
Justin Bateman.
He's great in everything he does.
Justine.
Justine? I saw Justin.
When he dresses like a girl, it's amazing.
She's okay.
And then I just go, Justine. Like no one will notice, but Justine.
And it does get mortified if we don't.
Justine.
We don't know our shit when it comes to the guests.
Oh, is that funny? Oh, is that a funny one?
All the confidence in the world. Justin.
That's what was funny about it, is the way it came out.
Oh, yeah.
His name's not even Justin.
He doesn't exist. He's a guy from Boston. It was so perfectly, it was basic and perfect.
Yeah.
All right, here's another runner-up line of the day thanks to BowDogFight.com. Hey,
I wanted to congratulate you boys with that fucking smashing overhand right to Whoopi's eyebrowless face yesterday.
Welcome back to the program, Jay Moore.
Jay Moore back for the first time in months, and he gets the line of the day.
Jay's a rare case, man. He's really funny on the phone. Like, Jay kills on the fucking phone, man. He's great.
That doesn't sound like much of a compliment. You got to explain further. Most comedians suck on the phone.
Most comedians, it's really hard. I've done many phoners. It's hard to be funny on the phone. I'm saying
say
Jay.
what you mean. He sucks when he comes in.
No. That's not what I mean.
That's what Jimmy said, though.
No, Jay is great when he calls. It's very difficult to be good on the phone.
Yeah.
And he fucking kills on the phone.
It's not. It's easy to be good on the phone. You just do a regular call, give all the information, and hang up.
That's true.
With no punchline.
Can we say hi to Big Mook?
Hey, Big Mook.
Hey, Mook.
What up?
Salam alaikum, yo.
Alaikum salam.
I was checking y'all out today. I don't usually listen to y'all, but I listened to y'all today with an open mind, and I want y'all to know that I agree with a lot of what you said, and I'm tired of like Al Sharptons and Jesse Jackson trying to slide into a leader of the black community, and they not. They don't represent us.
You didn't vote for them.
Excuse me?
You didn't vote for them.
Man, they don't support me. I mean, they don't stand for me. They don't talk for me. They don't talk for my community. And anytime you need to support a black man, if y'all want to, do something for this, this man Imus, I'm down with y'all.
I think we're going to have to do something for Imus. We're just trying to figure out what. Maybe we get something together for Friday. I don't know. Can we organize that quickly?
No.
Probably not.
Well, I can get a few brothers down with me.
I can imagine. Big
Some
Mook.
hard pipe hitting niggas.
Big Mook, I got a question for you. You said that you don't usually listen to us. Why did you start listening to us the last couple of days?
Well, you're kind of funny. I've been checking y'all in my car. Sometimes I get in and I tune y'all in, but it ain't too much on the radio to listen to. I thought we listened to too much, music. So I wanted to listen to a little bit of the news going on, and I really can't dig what's going on in the regular media. So, I like a little comedy. Just, I don't get my feelings hurt.
Who turned you on to the show, though? Were you just spinning around?
Oh, just tuning through, checking stuff out.
Cool. All right, well, thanks, man. Hey, Big Mook, thank you, bro.
You got it.
Thanks, man. Hey, by the way, Eric B. from New Hampshire. Jay's really funny on the phone. Of course, he's had a lot of practice on Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
All right.
Those guys.
I might have to be someone's best man, by the way.
I'm going to miss the bachelor party.
Whoa. I wasn't invited.
I got to be. You weren't invited to?
No.
Eastside Dave's bachelor party?
Why would I be? Why would the other show acknowledge
It's actually it was a running invite for everybody on this show.
Oh, cool. Well, it didn't run into my house. It fucking jogged right past me and waved.
Jimmy Norton upset Ron and Fez people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know Eastside Dave well. I've met him a couple of times. I think he's very funny on the show when I've heard him.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy seeing him around the office. I'll always throw out a big hello. And a little invite to the bachelor party would have been nice as a friend and as a comrade and a coworker.
I think I got mine through E-Rock. I believe E-Rock sent me an email that said, hey, they want to know if you want to go to the bachelor party.
Oh, cool.
E-Rock in here now?
In that email?
Yeah.
What did it say?
Why are you screaming?
Because you're upset.
All right.
Why are you sporting wood?
Yeah, let me see.
Oh.
All right. He
better put
down.
How big's your cock?
Nah, he's eating nothing.
Let's touch cocks. Come on.
Why not?
No.
How big's your cock? Seriously. Don't lie. Don't fuck with your fingers.
Yeah, right.
How big? You got 6? More.
Yeah. No.
How fat?
Not very.
How thick? All right, beat it, skinny dick.
Little pencil cock.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Fucking quilt cock. Why don't you fucking write the Declaration of Independence to that thing? Beat it, fucking
Quilt?
little dick.
A quilt or quill?
Quill.
But we just cannot fucking...
The quilt cock.
I'm sorry I did that. I'm embarrassed that I did that.
Oh, that's great.
No way do you have that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you,
that's
man.
the new you fucked up clip.
Quilt cock. Well, maybe in the AIDS sense.
Is my new good one over here, too, or just
it
on the
better
other
be.
one?
The boss's new thing better be there.
Oh, I checked. What?
What?
Saying no.
Why does Ant get it not on?
Fuck. No, I don't. No.
I'm asking where your thing is, too. Where's the respect? Get in here, Derek.
Where's the respect?
No, that's Anthony's. He got it first.
Hold on. I want to talk to Derek and that painted on hair.
We fight for clips all the time. Anthony got that fair and square. That's it.
I like that one.
But I fought for the beanie.
I want a clip.
You got on disc? What are you giving me? What is that?
Thank you.
What is that, Jimmy?
It's Shaun of the Dead. Roland forged 2 signatures on it for me. Thanks a lot, Jizzface.
Probably did. Wait, you gave it to him too?
No.
All right.
Oh shit.
It was too loud.
Someone's getting
What? Oh, the Imus clip is too loud? Let me try it now.
I'm sorry I did that. I'm embarrassed that I did that.
That's a great clip when someone fucks up.
I am so jealous.
Oh,
Sorry, I did that. I got the beanie wearing Jew.
That's a good
whatever.
clip.
I have one. Oh, no.
Got him, need him, got him, need him, need him, got him, need him. We're going to trade like baseball cards.
Hey, by the way, when is fucking Jimmy Clip Day? I want to have a machine for a day with my own clips.
You know something? Jimmy Clip Day could be good.
It would be good. I would have clean ones on CBS, and I would have raucous ones here.
Raucous.
I would have raucous ones over here. And you would, on the CBS side, I'd keep it nice and clean.
Yeah.
But once we come to XM, I'm going to have raucous ones over here. And I guarantee some of those clips, when it's done, would be divvied up among the boys.
Oh, so you're talking all new clips.
Oh, but I don't...
You can't use our clips, so it
I
would be
wouldn't
all new
use
clips.
your clips. You don't understand.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
This is the deal.
All right.
When you're ready for Jimmy Clip Day...
Jimmy Clip Day.
Then you tell us and we'll do Jimmy Clip Day. But it can't be any of the ones we use.
No, you got to pull all new clips. Get movie clips, sound clips, whatever you want, and then it'll be Jimmy Clip Day.
What I need to make this happen is a program... How? No, all the clips over. You want me to walk us? No, what I need a program that I can get stuff from DVDs, because I have how do you say this radio clean? I have a cunt load. Oh shit!
That's a raucous one.
Yo.
That was
phone ringing.
Why you got my obnoxious
fucking, it's the greatest.
Fuck you, man.
Why? You had fucking... I'm a kitty put on my computer, so I kind of...
Both of which cannot be allowed on Jimmy's clip.
I like the fucking obnoxious guy laugh.
I got a new one.
I want, I have a whole bunch of clips. They're all me.
Is that what it's just going to be, Jimmy talking?
No, every clip will be a plug. Nashville, Tennessee. I should have given that away.
It's all plugs.
Dog shit sniffer, Woodside, XM202, the home of ruckus.
Yeah, we're going to have a ruckus time.
Instead of calling it the virus, the home of ruckus.
I need a program that I can put a DVD.
Right,
maybe I can repeat myself an eighth time.
All right. Do they even make that where you can pull sounds off of a DVD and actually play them on a...
Sorry.
I was going to use that one.
Sorry.
I'm sorry I did that.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm embarrassed that I did that.
Oh.
Can't have that one. Can't have this.
That one. It's my colon.
Thank God. Can't have this. Okay. No.
All right.
Don't try to think you can go old school like we forgot that we have this.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Remember him?
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
All right, listen, here's your line of the day.
Here
comes line of the day.
Line of the day. Line of the day.
Hold on.
And really turn them off.
That was line of the day?
Yeah, that was line of the
day. Well, now it confirms it. Wait.
By the way, this is the beauty of the replays.
Oh, God.
The answer to Ant's... I'll do it now because it makes it a little puzzle. The answer to Ant's little joke was at the end of the Free FM show.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think they should have just played that, actually.
Yeah.
No,
I kind of like the way the music is, and it's just us laughing our asses off because I kind of wanted to hear it like the listeners heard.
All right, because
my God, would they be angry?
A lot of people called and said, "What's the answer to the punchline to the joke Ant told?" And he gave the punchline at the end.
Here they are
of the Free FM show. So there you go. You can patch it. You can patch it together now and have fun with that during the replay. All right, we got to get out of here. See you guys.
Wednesday.
my God. B-double-O-B. Boobs.
There's a lovely young lady showing her breasts. Boob.
Naked. Chuck them. Girls all over the country flashing their lovely boobs.
Guess how many boob sites are there?
Can? I don't have those.
You are spectacular.
Oh, me.
Wednesday.